Yeah, you already know. Accountability is greater than entertainment. For sure it is. Poindexter Lounge, I see you out there, player. I see you. Keep up the good work. Keep doing what you do.
What's up, nerd family? Welcome once again to the Poindexter Lounge. My name is Enosh, aka Enosh Vet, and it is good to have you with me in the lounge today. Today is a very special day because it's always a very special day when we are able to come together in the Poindexter Lounge. And if this is your first time to the Poindexter Lounge, just know that the Poindexter Lounge is a place for nerds. It's a place where you and me and my crew, and that means you, all of my nerd family, can get together and talk about the things that we love, things like TV shows, movies, games, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books, superheroes, toys, and so much more. And if those are things that get you going in the morning, if those are things that get you staying up late with me on some of these streams to talk about the stuff that we love, then please hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell. We are growing leaps and bounds. We are on our way to 11,000 subscribers. We passed the 10,000 subscriber mark, and we are just we're cruising along, and we are happy to have you here. And I'll tell you what, we do it one subscriber at a time if we have to. It's a grassroots effort. We're in this thing, you know. One of the best things that I love is when people leave a comment or people come in like all hot and heavy and like they don't like a take that I have, or they don't like something that I said or something that I did, and then they end up subscribing. And I've had that happen a couple of times this week. And so it's always good because, like, my whole thing is I like to have conversations. I like to chat with you guys and talk with you guys about stuff. Now, obviously, it is a brand new year, folks. So happy New Year to each and every one of you. It is good to have you guys always here with me. And here as we start off with our first stream of 2021. I'm glad that you have chosen to be with us tonight or this morning or on the replay, whatever it is. First of all, I do want to say a special shout out to all of everyone in the chat. You guys are all awesome. We're thankful for each and every one of you. And, oh, you know what? Before I do this, I got to upload it back to my computer. So before I do that, I'm going to bring in some people who are here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tony, a.k.a. Ray Liotta. What's going on, Tony?
Not too much. How's everybody doing? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, sir. How did you spend your New Year, sir?
I worked. Everything is still kind of open where I am. So I ended up working, and I did inventory last night. So I was kind of there till 12:30.
Hey,
I kissed a pretty girl at midnight and had a little glass of champagne. So everything kind of worked out for me. So
nice. Hey, you know what? That's what counts, man. As long as you're kissing a pretty girl at midnight, can't be too bad, right? Even if you're working.
Well, I was the last choice, so it was kind of like, hey, I'm single and there's no one else here to kiss. Get over here. I need to kiss you. I was like, well, I dropped my clipboard and went over there, so like a good man would. And
fireworks went off. Fireworks went off in the air, and before you knew it, you woke up next to her this morning.
I did my manly duty, and I kissed her at midnight. So
there you go. Well, there you go. Congratulations, sir. Hey, we also have here with us tonight. We got Nicotina from the Nicotina Show. Andre from the Nicotina Show.
Why does the poster look like it has a curve to it? Is that real?
That's what she said. That's what he said.
That's what
he said.
I think that's the camera that's doing that.
Why does my poster look like it has a curve to it? That's what he said. No.
Oh, you know what it is? It's a bubble. It's a bubble.
Oh yeah, that's it.
I don't know what the hell it is. Well, I gotta fix that.
The bubble makes it look like it's curved.
I think so. I'm gonna have to straighten it out.
I'm gonna straighten you out. I've been trying to do that for years, man. Did you have any fireworks, Nicotina? On
this is a place for nerds, right?
It is a place for nerds. We've never kissed a girl.
I feel comfortable talking about these situations in my life. I had a great New Year's. I made dinner for my family. I made a turkey with sweet potato. mash and some stovetop stuffing, which is very easy to make, by the way.
I actually saw your pictures. They look really
I was
good.
surprised, Andre, I'm surprised to hear that you cooked for your family, that you didn't go out to, take them out to eat.
Why would I
Like,
think about the
Well, your favorite restaurant.
All over town, people are talking about the lunch trench. It's the ditch where you can eat your food.
That was the next. That was not. I was about to do next. But
Okay.
But no,
Okay.
we ate the food, and my kids ate the turkey, and they wanted mac and cheese, which I didn't make, which I was like, sorry. And I put too much vanilla in the sweet potato mash, so it tasted like you're eating alcohol. But a little buff Bagwell in the corner,
Put too much in there. You put too much in there. It's way too sweet.
a little too much in there. But yeah. Other than that, so far it's been a good year.
Awesome.
Been pretty good.
Also here we've got TW McKay. What's up, TW?
I'm good. I'm very confused. I came halfway into Tony's story about kissing the girl at midnight, and then Nicotina's poster's curved.
It's
and-
got
I
a
didn't,
curve.
I didn't
dude.
realize that story was that exciting.
It's
I'm
obvious,
just
right? You can see
confused.
it like going up that way, right? It goes up that way.
It's a very controversial beginning to the new year.
It doesn't. It looks like
There's
it's
a
on
lot
the
of
angle.
girls, people. Thank you.
Let's see if I can fix it. Here, hold on. I'm gonna try to fix it.
Yes. Well, I do have a girlfriend, so
We learn something about TW
Okay,
every
Mike
day.
Zero.
He's got a
Okay, Mike
girlfriend.
Zero. You got a girlfriend, huh?
that's why I made that joke, because I don't
Yeah.
actually.
Oh,
Aw,
Got a girlfriend, dude.
TW doesn't have a girlfriend.
no.
Well,
No,
real quick,
I'm
real
not
quick, though.
telling sorry about.
oh God.
I
No,
thought we were doing.
but TW, to be serious though, I really, if you really are Mike Zero, this is like the perfect way to work your way into the lounge.
To
Just you
steer
come
into
across
the
as TW, just some random guy that is pretty cool, and you know,
From
And this
Canada,
is-
though. He's saying he's from Canada, so
this is how he infiltrates.
you can't say you're from Canada and
Yeah.
infiltrate. We don't do this stuff. We
Sorry.
look like you, we smell like you, we talk like you, but we're not actually you.
Although we smell like we have a hint of maple syrup to us.
A hint of maple syrup.
I
That's
hate
it.
the maple syrup.
Okay, I'm gonna try to fix this toaster really
It's
quick.
only
Hold
if
on.
you cut us. It's only if you cut us.
All right.
I'm not sure. Well, I'm not sure if it's like a poster thing or if it's just the camera, because it kind of looks like the bat symbol's a little wonky. Could just be the camera.
You know, take over your stream. Come
Well,
on.
before we get started, folks, I know I gotta get a handle on this stuff. Before we
I'm
get
sorry.
started, we got a couple more people, but I do want to say, first of all, thank you. I want to say a special shout out to our newest Patreon supporter, our first newest Patreon supporter of the year, Gillis15. Hey, Gillis. Congratulations, sir. Thank you so much for being a supporter of the channel. We really appreciate you. And of course, thank you to all of our members here at the channel. You guys are awesome. You're fantastic. And we appreciate each and every one of you. And something that we just got, guys, like, I kind of feel like we're kind of special now, because now that we hit 10,000 subscribers, we get to put the, you know how like you go to these channels.
That
and
looks crooked now. It looks like one
Yeah.
higher than the other.
you know how they got like the merchandise, like row underneath, where like
You can do that now.
I can do that now.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to figure out, but now you can get all your fresh merchandise right there, underneath. I'm trying to see if I can link my actual store that I already have instead of having to create like a whole new like storefront, because I think you have to create a new storefront for it, but we'll see. But anyways, so we also have Andrew Casali in here. We're gonna rotate some people in and out. We're gonna rotate some people in and out, but
Sounds good.
we've got a new guest in the back here that we're gonna say hi to. We'll be rotating people in and out all night long, but we do want to say hi to TD Shifts. What's going on?
How you going, guys? I just want to say Happy New Year to all of you from Love from Australia. So, Happy New Year to all of you.
Thank you,
Happy New
TD.
Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you too.
Thank you so much. So you're from Australia, then?
Yes, correct.
Well, that's awesome. We got some great supporters from Australia. Our good friend who's on here a lot.
Jesse Allen.
Zantac is from Australia, and so and a few others too. I just can't think of who right now.
I'm
But
over here messing my camera. A little
that's
time.
awesome,
Sorry,
TV. Thank you so much, man. How long you been watching the channel?
Well, I've just got into watching you guys recently. I can't. I would love to be one of those people that would be like, I've been watching you since the dawn of time and all this other stuff. But
long time listener, first time caller.
No. But I've been watching you for a lot, probably about over a year now, and I've loved every bit of your content. So, I keep it up, man. I really do.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Well, I'm glad that you joined us tonight, and we'll see who else joins us as the night progresses. I do want to say is before we get into our first topic tonight, and I'm sure we'll get into a lot of different things tonight. But Master and None in the chat, what's up, Master and None? Says you can't talk Hamada out of anything. Nice. Tom Hanks.
No, you can't.
He says hail Fisher. Cristiano's in here.
Hail Fisher.
Yeah, no, we know he ain't getting fired because of that, but I would just hold tight because you never know what might happen, to be quite honest with you. What's up, Dr. Fate? Good to see you, sir.
Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate's always good to see you. What's up, Thomas? Good to see you. He says, I'm kind of curious about this whole Hamada thing. So am I, to be quite honest with you. We'll get into that in a second. Arkham Gaming, what's going on, man? Happy New Year. I am excited. I am excited for the new year, man. I'm excited to see what happens for sure here coming forward. What's up, Rush? Good to see you. Good to see you in here. What's up, Ray? Ray, what's up, Ray? That's right.
Ray!
Hashtag what? Save the Snyderverse. That's what we're going to do. What's up, James? Good to see you, sir. Joey, good to see you in here.
Joey.
Noel in the chat. Barcelona B in the chat. Always good to see Barcelona B. What's up, Jocko? Says, which Invisibles character are you?
Huh.
What's the Invisibles?
I've never read Invisibles. It's a Grant Morrison comic book. I guess you could give give Andrew the glasses. He'd probably be King Mob, I guess.
No.
But what was it? I have not seen the film yet, but I will say this as far as Jocko saying that I am Max Lord's son. I will say my impression of Mike Zero is good, but it can be better.
Is that when you look
Mike Zero? How bad Kevin Kennedy is.
You wish.
What's up? We are Venom. Happy New Year. We are Venom.
We are Venom.
Hello, Morgan. Good to see you here in the chat. The Richard is in the building. What's up, the Richard? Good to see you, man. One of our faves, DC Talk with Extended. DC Talk with Extended. Awesome. Hey, Richard. Hey, man. I put the link.
Come on in.
Put the link in there, man. Come on in, man. We'd love to talk to you. It'd be the first time we actually talk to the Richards. So love to have the Richard.
That'd be good.
So let's see here. Anybody else here that I'm seeing? I'm going down the list here. I know everybody's talking. Everybody's like having a conversation. And what's up, Jacob?
When I was a kid, I see Tony and I see.
I know. What's up, Zentek? There's my. There's one of our Australian brothers right there. There's Zentek right there.
There's Zentek.
What's up, Jack Pierre? Celebrating the day after his birthday. We sang happy birthday to him last night. See what we can do this for. We can do this for him as well. Where is it? Hold on a second. There it is.
Oh, the
shades. Yeah. So we got the shades, and so this is like for Jacob yesterday. So we got Happy B Day.
I am a robot. Happy birthday.
Do I see a super chat? I do.
I don't know. We'll have to get down there. I'm not that far down yet. Let's see here. We do have a super chat. We got Anthony. What's up, Anthony Beltray, with $1 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Hey.
What's up, Nick Hammond? Haven't seen Nick in a long time. What's going on, Nick? Good to see you, brother. Reaction Life 21. Good to see you. Just subscribe to the channel. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad that you're enjoying the channel. Goldman in the house. Goldman, what's going on? Happy New Year to you. I got to catch some of your stream from the other night and really enjoyed that. And I look forward to once we can get Dawson. Once we can get Dawson on board, we're gonna go and do our episode 3 review and talk about that. We were hoping for last week, but Dawson was out of town, so unfortunately we couldn't do it. So
love some Goldman.
Absolutely, I'll tell you what, guys. If you love Star Wars and you want real Star Wars talk, like seriously, like non-biased, not trying to sell you a load of garbage, like some of our good friends here, not like those guys, but legitimate Star Wars news and real stuff. Then I tell you what, right now, go to the Goldman's channel and subscribe right now. Open up another window, of course. Exactly. Open up another window. Don't leave here, but go to, open up another window and just hit subscribe, and then you can watch all of his stuff.
It's been so nice to find like a fellow real sequel lover. That's why I was so happy to find Goldman's content. I'm like, yes, someone else likes them, but it's not. And I like that he talks about it's not like a blind love of the sequels. He's not afraid to criticize them and so forth. And
absolutely.
Well, now I have someone to go and talk Star Wars with, and potentially about a few plot holes that I found very enticing, shall we say, in terms of the Star Wars trilogy plot holes. But anyway.
Yeah. What's up, McLovin? Good to see you in the chat, brother. Always good to see you in the chat. And then we could transition as reaction. Life 21 says, if Venom 2 is rated R, what are your thoughts and opinions?
Good
what do
for
you guys
it.
think?
It should be.
Oh, see them like bite head off.
Venom's a character that should be rated R. Venom's gonna rip your arms off.
Yeah,
and
like
show
that.
it to you.
My thing with rated R films was it's not just about comedy and violence, which it can be, but it's about dealing. Sometimes it's about dealing with stuff that you might not be able to deal with in a PG-13 film, whatever that may be.
It's called mature themes. That mature themes. Okay, so you know what those are.
Maturation.
Yeah.
Just
well, James Gunn is the reason that the Suicide Squad to be rated R.
Rated R. And is anyone gonna have a problem with that? No.
Not at all.
No,
I'm happy for it. I'll tell you that.
I'm all for it because I think that Venom lends itself very well to a more mature themed movie.
Yes.
I don't want to see that be all cheesy and whatever. I want to see it have a darker theme and
I agree. There's certain characters that need to have that rated R type feel to it, just to basically to really describe and really do the character justice.
Right. Batman does, Superman doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, but I'll be honest with you.
Every movie Batman kills.
Well,
that's right.
Yeah.
Batman kills. That's why. That's why they're rated R. Superman doesn't kill if he can't. Batman kills. Dude had a gun in his original formation.
Yes,
these are the fights that I was watching you, and I'm like, I really want to jump in on this because Batman carried a gun.
That was what I brought up. Was Golden Age Batman.
Comic book, he killed people. He had a gun.
Yes, like this.
It took me a second for the movies. I'm kind of like, why is he killing people? And I'm realizing, oh yeah, Golden Age Batman. Duh.
Well, yeah.
I love Batman. Batman's a vigilante. He's supposed to kill people. Thank you very much. Thank you. Superman is here to protect. And it even says Superman is here to protect. But he always says, I'm here to protect. Batman does not say he's here to protect shit. He is here as a vigilante and is here to kick butt.
Well, right? Superman protect, but he also attack.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, but don't you know? I am the night.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
I see what you did there. Well, I'm having problems with my Twitter here. I'm trying to. Oh, I know what happened. But while we're talking about that, we do have someone else here that we're going to bring in, and that is, of course, the Richard. What's up, the Richard?
The Dick is here.
He's here. Oh my God, there he is.
He's real.
He doesn't know he's live.
Is he real?
Can he hear
He
us?
is real.
He doesn't know he's live. He doesn't know he's live.
I know what happened. Oh, he doesn't know he's on. He's on camera.
Totally leaving him on.
Yeah, leave him on.
Totally just going to leave him on and see if he...
Hey, what's up? Aloha, everyone. What's up?
On the live broadcast from YouTube.
Aloha.
Hello.
Richard, I recommend you read the private chat, bud.
I don't know I'm live. Oh,
Oh my God.
I love it. I love it.
Hey, what's
Hey,
up?
cut him a break. Come on.
No, I know. This is funny.
Hey, you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Richard, I would close your window that has
Leaving the private chat now.
Close your window in YouTube
Oh my God.
And stay in StreamYard.
and stay in StreamYard because there's a little bit of a delay.
I can hear ourselves in the third dimension.
Yeah, we can still hear ourselves.
Playing on his.
Now I know what it's like to time travel.
I know. What happens next?
All right, shots.
Oh man, we're still getting like a lot of.
Close your window in YouTube.
It's so cool to see the Richard, man. It's so awesome.
It's just good to see him. Yeah.
This is how we start a new year.
I've got you on three. I've got you on 3 computers.
Yeah. Shut them all down, but the one that you're talking to us on.
Good.
Yeah, shut them all down. He said.
Except for the one that you're talking to us on, bro. Because we're getting it from everywhere, man.
Yeah, get it from all ends.
We're getting. Okay, so I'm gonna send him out for a
sound?
second.
God,
I'm gonna send him out for a
dang it.
second.
Sound like that? That sounds terrible.
And bye-bye.
Okay, so hopefully he'll get this.
That's how we sound? That's just about this thing on my guy. I thought it was something better. I thought it was like Matt Jarbo.
No.
You're hearing it through his speakers
Okay,
on there. Don't worry.
So
You probably sound
Richard,
fine. You
hold
sound
on, guys. Hold on.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. So Richard, so you're probably gonna have to shut everything down except for the StreamYard one, because we're getting like all kinds of echo from everywhere, and we want to be able to hear
I
you.
can hear myself think.
And yeah, we can't. Yeah, I know. It got like really quiet all of a sudden. We lost like 10 viewers. Somebody was like, "This is madness."
Yeah, everyone's like, I'm not dealing with this. I'm out of here.
Yeah, right. Give me a thumbs up. I know, right? Give me a thumbs up, man. When you think you got it, we'll bring it back in again.
I can't remember if it's quiet or tight.
Down 3 computers.
Sure.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Ray is right. Film Gob says Batman kills. Get over it. It
Get over it.
you know what? It happens, man. It definitely happens. So all right.
Do you know? Speaking of Batman, do you know that Christian Bale is apparently going to be a villain in the next Marvel film?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Thor, Love and
in
Thunder. Playing
Love
Thor
and
the
Thunder,
Cat.
Okay. I
You
think
didn't get that one past us.
well, let's see if we got it. Hey, all right, awesome. What's up, Richard?
What's up?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us now?
Oh no. Okay. All right.
Oh,
Not again.
hey,
He's like, whoa.
It's gonna be totally worth it. It's gonna be totally worth it when we
Got
finally
this.
get him in here.
Yes.
When we finally get him in here, it'll be totally worth it. All
totally
right.
worth it. Totally
All
worth
right.
it.
Well,
Time travel field.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and get started with our first thing, and then we'll do whatever we got to do. All right. So first of all, so I haven't talked about this yet. I know a lot of people have talked about it already, but I felt I really needed to address this because we haven't talked about it here on the Poindexter Lounge yet, and this is kind of interesting because so Tuesday night, Ray Fisher set up a call with us because, as many of you know, Isaac, my son, wasn't able to be on when we interviewed him live. And this is to show you what kind of man Ray Fisher is. He immediately said live on the air that he's like, hey, you know what? I got some time later tonight. We can do it later tonight. And so I was like, wow, that's pretty cool, right? So we set that up, but then Isaac still didn't get home from work in time. And so he's like, that's no problem. Let's do it tomorrow night. And then the next night, Isaac got stuck at work again.
Oh my.
Yeah. And so it was kind of crazy. And so you know what? So Ray contacted me. He said, hey man, he's like, no problem. He says, hey, let's try again for next week. So Monday we tried it. And then Ray had some stuff come up at the last minute, but he said, hey, let's do it Tuesday. So listen, I don't know any other person like that who would just keep, trying to make a point of the fact that, you know what, he wanted to talk to Isaac and give Isaac some time, because he could have done it that Monday night, but he would have only had like 5-10 minutes. And he's like, you know what, I want Isaac to have all the time that he needs to be able to talk and meet and stuff, because he hasn't been able to. And I'll tell you what, that was impressive to me. First of all, that
it says a lot about his character. I mean, he's a man at work. I mean, he told you he was going to do it. He didn't have to do it. He could have been like, oh, whatever, I'm out of here. But no, he didn't. He chose to follow through with what he says.
Absolutely. And so I was very impressed with that. Yep. Absolutely. So I was very impressed with that. So what ends up happening is we talked on Tuesday. In the course of our conversation, I asked him what he thought about this article. And he mentioned to me, he said, what article?
Wow.
And here's something that I want to point out to you, because this is interesting. And like Jonita Davis even mentioned this in a conversation that we were in online. So he mentioned the fact here on the Poindexter Lounge last week that he doesn't follow a bunch of stuff on social media. The guy is not like all up in everybody's business. Like he's not like all these guys are like, oh, he's watching us, he's paying attention to us, blah, blah, blah. That's not Ray Fisher. He's not doing that. Ray Fisher literally has people who see stuff and make him aware of it. And then he decides. He doesn't have press people who are like looking into a bunch of stuff for him and all this stuff, and like telling him what he should, talk about and what he shouldn't talk about. He literally has friends and colleagues and people who are around him who make him aware of things. And then he makes the decision what he feels and deems important. That was why.
Just like any of us who have best friends that will come up to us and say, hey, man, this guy was talking about you. I think you should actually listen to it. And that's how it works, right?
Yeah. And so,
Ray just wants justice. Get all these people down.
Well, the thing is that he mentioned that here. That's how he found my video, was because someone shared with him, what I said, and that was why he ended up, saying something about it and tweeting about it. So he already knows you now. Well, he says, that's regardless. He says, what's important to him, he'll comment on. So when I mentioned, So when I mentioned this to him, he said to me, what article? And so I told him about it. He says, well, what did it say? And I told him, and he said, hey, can you send me the article? And I said, yeah. And he had some things to say. He had some things to say while we were talking. He had some things to say about it. And I knew at that point that he was going to say something regarding this article. And, it was very interesting, because the next day I woke up to find this tweet. This is Walter Hamada is the most dangerous kind of enabler. His lies and WBPR's failed September 4th hit piece sought to undermine the very real issues of the Justice League investigation. I will not participate in any production associated with him. So when I saw that, it really echoed what we had talked about in our conversation. And I'm not talking out of turn, because I even told him when we were on there, I said, I kind of jokingly said to him, oh, we're not recording. And he's like, man, it doesn't matter. He says, what I say, I mean what I say. and it doesn't matter if somebody's recording, not. He says, I don't say things just to say things. He says, so he says, what I have to say is what I have to say. If I tell you something, if I tell somebody something, I mean it, and it is what it is. The thing is that if you remember correctly, Ray people are acting like this was like something out of the blue, like this was like, oh, what do you got against Hamada? All of a sudden, Ray talked about Hamada before and mentioned the fact that
did he really?
Yeah, that he tried to take things, up the chain.
Yeah.
No,
he definitely did. He definitely did. Yeah,
I remember now.
Yep.
Oh, I remember
They tried to take it up the chain of command, and Hamada was willing to sacrifice Joss Whedon, but he didn't want to sacrifice Jeff Johns.
Oh,
and yeah,
oh,
and so I found that this was very interesting, given the fact of what was said before, that like Ray was laying it out on the line again here, and just saying, look, after all of that, no, I'm done. I'm not gonna play around with this anymore. As long as basically Hamada is in the position that he's in, I don't want anything to do with it. And
I quit.
I quit.
And and this is a good point too. It says Hamada might have been too high up the chain to even know what was going on. That's not the case if you have somebody like Ray going to him with what happened, with the stuff that was going on, trying to get the investigation, and trying to get things fleshed out. And you should be willing to therefore then take it to whatever means you need to take it to, and so so we had this, and what did you guys think of this when you saw this
tweet?
Well, I was surprised that Ray was gonna think this stuff for a while too, and I was like, well, and then I thought, yeah, like get adjusted, and then he's like basically saying, I quit. I was like, whoa, that's a step.
I mean, I don't think he's saying I quit. I think what he's saying is that I'm not going to work under this man or work with this man whatsoever. And he's making a statement about, his integrity. He's saying, no, I'm not going to work with this guy ever again. This guy's the biggest enabler. And he's reaffirming his stance on this situation. But look, here's the thing. I think at the end of the day, you look at it and you say, more than likely, in my opinion, I think more than likely he is on his way out, Hamada. Because you don't go out and do what he did. What's that? No, but I think that, look, if you work for a company the way he does, and you go and you do an interview with the New York Times, and you put out an article the way he did, you expect to go back to work next day and think that nothing bad will happen. It wouldn't surprise me if he's already been told that, hey, and on January 1st, you're going to be moved out, and you're going to be in this division, and we're going to phase you out. And so he said, okay, fine. And that's why there is no repercussion for him anymore, because it's already happened. I just don't see why you would do the things that he just did. You discredit a property that is capable of making you billions of dollars, but yet you rather take your own self-pride and say, oh, yeah, that's this, we have no future project with Zach, and, it's a cul-de-sac of a story. Why do you go and do that? Now, if you're trying to make money for your company, you're saying, yeah, this is going to be it's an amazing story. We're so glad that Zach has to come back and finish, his vision and all that stuff. You promote it. You don't not promote it and talk down about it. So to me, that tells me that he's already been informed that he's on his way out on this certain date, and so he's just he's going out swinging basically through his own perception.
I agree with your point on it's integrity. It really is integrity, and when you look at this tweet, it's all about that, right? That he said one thing and did another, and that was it. And you're getting called out on it, and you're not a good person. And you know what? You're going to have your place still in Hollywood, obviously, because there's a lot of not good people in Hollywood, obviously. We know this. He's still going to have his place, but it's not going to be maybe as much in the spotlight as it once was, right? Because, like I said, I think what you said, integrity is the number one word here, and he doesn't have it. And Ray Fisher's now going to call him out on it, and he's showing it.
But I mean,
I got a couple of things to bring up to you guys.
Go ahead.
Okay? A couple of things. So Eon here, 001 says, I just don't want Ray to get blackballed. So let me say this first of all. Here's what you need to know about this. Here's what you need to know about this. He doesn't care. He's gonna tell the truth no matter what. Mm-hmm. But two, and I get it because everybody's saying like I was hoping to see him more in Cyborg. Was hoping to see more Cyborg. I hope to see him more in Cyborg too. But just like him, I'd rather see the truth come out than anything else. I want to see him in more Cyborg, and I don't take this whole thing that's just happened here as he ain't coming back. Okay, first of all, because that is not what's going on. First of all, he's not been blackballed. He's actually working on a pilot right now for ABC, where he is actually going to. It's actually being produced by Will Smith and
Will Smith, nice.
Yeah, Will Smith
Jay-Z?
and Jay-Z, and he's part of this whole thing that's going to be. It's something that he's already working on. And other opportunities are coming his way, so he's not going to be blackballed. He's doing fine there. But here's the other thing too that you guys need to recognize, especially if you're a fan of the Snyder Cut. Do you remember? Not only did we have that tweet, but if you remember, we just also had this the article in question, right? That we were just talking about. And what did Walter talk about? In that, what was the common theme in that when it came to Snyder? That the Snyder Cut was a dead end.
Dead end.
The Snyder Cut was a cul-de-sac. A street with no that was going nowhere.
That leads to nowhere.
Here's what Ray shared. And this I invite you guys to actually, I'd love to talk about this because this is what Ray shared.
Hamada, it's a great shirt, Anthony. It's a great shirt you have on.
For Hamada,
yeah,
he has never wanted the Snyder Cut. The Snyder Cut has been a pain in his butt ever since the beginning, and he doesn't want it. He didn't want it to begin with. He has felt like it's gone out of his way to appease and to have to be a part of this movement, a part of this thing with AT&T, and to have to do it. But it's happening. And he doesn't like that. Who in the world does PR work to go against something that you are releasing in literally 3 months? Mm-hmm. Nobody does that. It was brought up last night. We were talking about it, I think, on somebody else's stream or the night before. You wouldn't see Kevin Feige out talking about a Marvel thing just because he didn't like it and going on about how, well, this is a road to nowhere, right?
Why would you do that? Why?
Yeah, why would you do that?
Unless you already knew you were on your way out. Then it's like, hey, what do I have to lose? Nothing. So I'm just going to say what I want to say.
The closest I've heard anything to that would be like what happened, if I remember correctly, what happened with Jeff Loeb, like the whole Marvel television thing. Like apparently they didn't care about,
I heard about
Asian stories or whatever it was.
Yeah. Hey, Richard, can you hear us?
Loeb's words.
I can hear you.
We can hear you.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! Yes.
There he is.
Happy New Year! Every single one of us. My God, are we lucky to be in 2021?
Yes.
Yes.
It's finally here. It's finally here. And let's hope it's great from here on out.
I unfortunately can't clap because I'm currently holding my phone, so I will be celebrating in spirit.
I shall clap on your behalf.
Yeah.
We can all celebrate for everyone who cannot be here. We lost a lot of people this year. And, maybe that's something we could talk about later on. But we've had a wonderful year despite the madness. Yes. And let's pray and let's really shoot for bigger, and better things. 2021. Come on, man.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Agreed.
Absolutely. So, anyways, going back, so good to have you on here. But as we were just talking about, so the thing is Hamada has not wanted this from the very beginning. Who in the world? Feige would not come out and be like, "Oh yeah, this Falcon and Winter Soldier thing. I didn't want that from the beginning. But that's going nowhere. Don't worry about all that stuff. We're just putting that stuff out there to appease the fans, and then we're going to go on to something else. So don't pay much attention to that because we got this other stuff coming out. We got the Batman coming out. You guys, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what Hamada has done here. So everyone defending Hamada and acting like Ray Fisher is like talking out of turn or something. Don't forget where Hamada stands on this topic. Hamada has been in that place ever since the beginning, and that is what Ray is talking about, saying, look, Hamada was never on your side, so I'm not on his side. But also I want to share something else though, because if you remember, right here on this very channel, Ray also had this to say, and this is right above here. I don't know who that is.
Who's that?
I don't know who that was.
Okay.
But
I love that image.
Oh my gosh! First of all,
does this. I love how he does this. What a foreshadowing and stream.
First of all, Zack Snyder here with the tweet that Ray Fisher retweeted. Get ready for 2021. But then look up here. Look up here. If you go up here to Ray Fisher's other tweets, there's a picture of the Justice League right there.
Right smack dab in the middle.
Right there. And then what's it say? And he repeats exactly what he said right here on this very channel.
Exactly.
What the fans say is canon is canon.
Yeah,
Hashtag restore the Snyderverse.
Is canon.
Now, that would be one thing.
I'm solid with that.
That would be one thing. But let me show you a little something else that I came across that I think is also important to note as well. It's been noted, shall we say?
I'm not lying. I saw Zach.
Exactly, and that is this right here. What is this? You ask. Well,
Zack Snyder.
He went on. Ray Fisher also went on Hero and posted the same thing. What the fans say is canon is canon. And a lot of great people were like, "Yeah, I like it. I like it." Oh, wait a second. Who's that right there in the middle? Oh, Mr. Zack Snyder.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Zack Snyder.
I'm cool with that. Yeah.
Let me just tell y'all something. We got this far. We are this far, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let a tweet.
We're almost there, baby. We're almost there.
All right. Don't let a tweet.
All right.
Dude, don't let a tweet throw you off just because Ray is standing for what he believes in and saying, look, Hamada is a problem and he's going to be a thorn in everybody's side if we really want to see this right here. If we really want the Snyderverse to continue, we have got to make our voice known. We got to make our voice known.
Yeah.
And like I said, if we've taken this long to get here, let's continue. So those things being said, what do you guys think about that? And you know what? Let's go to the Richard first because this is Richard's first time here in the lounge. What do you think, Richard?
Well, Shark the Bed, I didn't expect to be first. I want to say aloha to everyone, as I always do. Hearts, I'm so happy to be with you. I consider you all my family and everything. We do have differences, and I will point those out as they come. In this case, though, I think this is absolutely perfect. I think that, we do need to consider the fans' reactions. We have to consider the Snyder Cut. And also, looking at Star Wars, we would not have what's her name, who looks like my wife, as that main character in the second season if it wasn't for fans' reaction. Fans' reaction, this is the era that we live in. Fans rule. Fans actually have a say. And that's really where I'm coming from, is the fans in our group have a say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. And that's what they don't want. That's what they don't like, is the fact that we have more power than we're supposed to have, because they're looking at it like this is just a big pain in the ass. Because, look, when you watch Wonder Woman 84, look, love it or hate it, it did have the feel that they were trying to go with early on in the film, I believe. And if that was the case, then that's what we were looking forward to the rest of the DCEU, was a bright, chummy, different look on it, but you have to have differentiation. Yeah, but you have to have differentiation. You have to. You can't copy what another person's doing and expect it to get the same results.
Yes.
The film Wonder Woman was written 3 years ago, and it was supposed to be released a year or two ago, right?
Yeah, about a year and a half ago. Was it?
This is all before the fans uprising.
Yeah, before the uprising.
The uprising.
I like that.
And also, it's before effectively the investigation had started, considering the influence that John's apparently had on the script, right? So I genuinely wouldn't be surprised to see something very much change for what goes on with the third Wonder Woman film if she does return for that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they already. Well, I shouldn't say they announced. An article came out saying that they were going to do a Wonder Woman 3 with Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot. So, I mean, I think we're definitely going to see the two of them together.
Yeah.
When it's going to happen, I don't know.
Because she's working on another rather large production at the moment. So
yeah, and we're going to see a lot of Gal as Wonder Woman anyway. With the Justice League and the Flash movie, and
Gal Gadot is not going anywhere. It's the directors and the writers that are going to be going through transitions.
Exactly.
That's what I think.
And so this will kind of brings me back to the whole Hamada thing. And Enosh, I'm sorry if I'm getting so heavily off topic. I know you're kind of going around, but the thing is that look, and this clearly applies to sports, is that when you have an issue, okay, you have an issue between the head coach and the player. Anthony, who always wins?
The head coach.
No, the player wins, and they fire the head coach. They always end up firing the head coach. They always end up doing that. And so in this case, with Hamada, they're gonna fire him and go with Ray Fisher, because they say, okay, look, if we go on Ray's side, what do we get? We get a Cyborg series. We get more Justice League. We get more of this. We get more of that. The fans love him. The fans want to support him. Is this somebody that we want to just exile? And what is that going to mean for us? Very, very bad. Now imagine if they did that. Imagine if they said we were cutting all ties with Ray Fisher, and you will not see him again in any production after Zack Snyder's Justice League Part 1 or Zack Snyder's Justice League. How would that? What kind of effect would that have on Warner Brothers and on Warner Media? To me, that's a negative effect. That would be a horrible decision. But if you fire Hamada, what's everyone going to say? Yeah, good job. Yeah, he was anyway. Way to go. So,
well, here too. Here's I think an important thing, because look, I'm not saying that they won't fire or get rid of actors and recast or what have you.
That's
what have
true.
you. But here's an important thing to think about when it comes to this, because I mean, obviously, we've seen it in the MCU where they've gotten rid of people, and it just is what it is, right? But if we see here in the coming, I don't know, few months, if people decide that, you know what, we're going to make our presence known, that's exactly what we've done with the Snyder Cut movement, with trying to bring this about and to becoming a positive force for Zack Snyder's vision for this. And if we make it known that we are going to support this, if the Snyder Cut comes out and it's absolutely a success, and we make that known and we're fully in and we support this as fans, it would be foolish to counteract that with count programming and try to put something else out. Okay? If you're not just going to say, well, it's the multiverse thing. So that's one angle that they can have, but that's why the Snyderverse can continue at the same time that we get other things. I've seen some people complaining about, well, there's two different Batman things going on. Really? You're going to complain about that? No, I'll gladly have the Pattinson.
Why wouldn't you want more
Batman? But you know what? Yeah. Don't get rid of my Batfleck. I want to see the continuation of that. I want to see that vision. I don't care where you put it. I don't care if you make HBO Max movies for the Snyderverse, whatever. The reality is just like this tweet that we just saw, right? What the fans say is canon is going to be canon. So you can throw whatever at me you want to throw at me, but nobody's going to accept the 2017 Justice League as being canon after this.
Not now.
It's got to be within reason, though. The fan uprising, as I'm calling it, it must be within reason.
And I agree with that.
It has to somehow balance out. Not that Justice League was horrendous. It was a storm. It was. The new one is going to be proper what the fans want, but we cannot take advantage of the fan thing. It's got to somehow be balanced, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
We can't overdo it, because at that point, that's when it's going to overturn itself.
Yeah. No, and I agree, because that's what I feel has happened with Star Wars.
Yes. Exactly what I was thinking.
Many Star Wars fans have become so toxic that they've absolutely, to me, just destroyed what they say that they love. Like they've literally caused issues now. Every time that I get a message from somebody saying, "Hey, I just finally watched Solo for the first time, and you know what? I really enjoyed it." I just want to say
it's not that bad of a movie. I don't know why.
Where were you 2 years ago?
Solo is pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it. When I saw it, I was like, "What's wrong with this movie?" I don't understand why everyone was so.
But the thing is people were so up in arms about, you know, the whole Last Jedi thing.
Yeah. The haters were up in arms, absolutely, and that ruined what was a decent movie.
Yes.
The Solo movie would have been just fine if it was 10 years earlier or 10 years later. It would have been fine.
People would have literally been excited for the Solo film. Look, everybody would have always had the same concern, which would have been it's not Harrison Ford, right? That would have always been the concern.
Yeah.
But if there wasn't all of this backlash against the Force Awakens, and I keep saying, you know, and everything that I was
I would
talking
say more
about,
The Last Jedi than The Force Awakens.
Well, I mean, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry. The Last Jedi.
That's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, no, The Last Jedi. That's what I meant, was The Last Jedi. If there hadn't have been all this overreaction to The Last Jedi, first of all, look, if you know there's a trilogy, why don't you watch the entire trilogy before you start casting stones at it and like wanting to kill it dead?
But that's the world we live in a world of social media. People are going to examine the F out of every movie you put out. Now, back when Attack of the Clones came out, it was totally different. You know what I mean? The internet wasn't what it is today.
No.
Yeah, but people hated Attack of the
Clones. They still hated it. And what's funny is that they really hated the prequel trilogy. And then once the sequel trilogy came out, then it was like, oh, you know what? The prequel's not that bad because George Lucas made it.
Right? Yeah.
And it's like, oh, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Everyone just said how bad those movies were. Oh, bland acting, bad story. Which I don't see how it was a bad story.
Nor do I.
But then when the sequel trilogy comes out, I'll go, oh, the prequel trilogy was amazing. So that was all George Lucas. Whatever George touches now is gold.
It's so strange too.
It's strange. It's just strange.
It's a very strange
argument. It's the easier decision to go with to say I love whatever George does. I don't like whatever they do because George is involved. But now Jon Favreau and what's his name, Dave Filoni, or I should say now John and Dave and Bob and Bob and Don,
all of them.
Hold on, Nicotina. How do you pronounce his name? Is it what was it? Favreau?
John Favreau. No, what I'm saying, I said
Favreau.
You said Favreau.
Why do I say Favreau?
That's because Doomcock says Favreau.
Am I able to cut in on this conversation? I just wanted to give my input on the tweet. Right. Okay. This is actually my first time actually reading the tweet. From a visual standpoint, I've seen a lot of stuff that Ray's posted out over the last couple of months about what this, that, and everywhere, pretty much more or less. And I understand what his standpoint is coming from, sort of like trying to put myself in his position, so to speak. So, and I've always said this, and I've said this for a long time. The fans know how a storyline should be because they are passionate about the way that they do things, you know. And the one thing that Star Wars didn't do correctly was they didn't listen to the fans. If you look at Marvel, they listen to the fans. It's owned by fans. It's owned by people who understand the metrics and the storyline of the Marvel series. DC's kind of cut away from that, and they said we're just going to throw money at it and expecting it to go and solve an overextensive issue, and that's what they've done, and it's kind of destroyed some of the storyline and the thing to me from a person who's enjoyed Marvel, DC, and Star Wars to a certain extent, and I just feel like that DC's kind of done it dirty in terms of certain things that they've done, so to speak. Do you get what I'm kind of saying? Like,
dude, I totally get what you're saying. I totally get. Here's where I part ways with what you're saying, though. Okay, and I love this because that's what the Poindexter Lounge is about. It's about having a conversation about stuff, and I think that it's important that we all have a voice, right? It's like I don't hate on anybody. I don't. Yeah, Jack. You may not want to do that, bro. Especially when you hear what drops later this month. Just saying. Real quick,
I didn't even know I was in here.
Yeah, Benson's 5 pounds. Talking about he's meant Benson's is talking about our next topic. What's up, Benson? It's good to see you, man. Says Cavil too old. The Rock is 49. Ray knows it's the choice of AT&T and not WB if he remains a cyborg. He knows things we don't about the situation, and that's true. And trust me, we're gonna get into this Cavil thing. And it's gonna be all good. But I want to answer what was just said, because, man, here's the thing, man. Here's the problem with that, and that is the fact that everybody wants something different from Star Wars. You can literally get 10 different fans into a room and ask them what they think Star Wars should be, and everyone's going to give you something else. And everybody, when it comes to Star Wars, has taken, like, once they vilified Kathleen Kennedy, it doesn't matter what Kathleen Kennedy says. Oh, the Richard, that is awesome. Is that the new one or the old one?
Old one.
Yes!
No.
The original. Oh, dude, that's fantastic. But anyways, here's the thing.
Show it again.
Yes, you show it again. Show it again.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Fantastic. But
I'll send you my address. Go ahead and
here's the thing. Once they vilified, once the fandom menace decided that Kathleen Kennedy was, public enemy number one, and then they tagged, Ryan Johnson on that, and they said, well, look, they've disrespected the fans. It wasn't a diss to all the fans, because I'll tell you what, they've never disrespected me. I believe in what they did with Luke Skywalker. I know that everybody doesn't believe that. I know that everybody doesn't feel the same way, and I respect everybody's opinion. But I totally get it, and I'm a fan. I got a whole house. I literally had somebody comment on one of our 2 Cents on Nonsense shows today and says, "Well, are you even a Star Wars fan?" I'm like,
yo, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you.
Did I just hear that?
Yeah, can you tell them a little something, ACS?
I will tell you that besides this fire that Enosh sent me.
Oh, he sent the thing to you. Nice.
Yeah. It's I don't know how to set it up, because I'm like, there's like so many like connections to it. But like, no, as far as being a Star Wars fan, if that's what we're talking about,
are we really challenging Enosh as a Star Wars fan?
Apparently,
I hope not.
The world I love the look at all the ships that are just hanging there above him.
Oh, the interceptor, the silencer. Oh, I just noticed those. Oh, those are awesome.
And he could be faking it. He could be faking it. Let's be fair.
It could be a green screen. It could be like Max's screen.
It could be.
Could all be green screen, yeah.
But he's not faking it at all.
His whole life could just be fake.
0% fake. It's 1,000% real as fuck. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now.
ACS was really good at navigating the green screen when he came in. When he did that little bit, he was just looking at like a pinup of Betty White from 1958. He's like, "Yo, that's fire!"
Instant replay.
Can I be the first one to say that he looks like he's inside a D&D store and he's got all the Star Wars stuff all over the place?
This is one room.
I mean, how hard is it to move in there?
It's like one room.
That's what I wanted to do too. I still have mine. I haven't put them up.
It's
I'm just saying. This is one room, folks.
How do you move in there? I feel like those stand-ups are like right behind you.
Well, yeah, the stand-ups. When I have the stand-ups, they're a little hard to get around. But I literally have to start because I got R2 right here, and I've got Boba Fett and Vader in the other room and stuff, and I literally had to put them in the hallway because I can't just have all the standees in this room because I can't walk around.
Nicotina, one day you'll be able to step foot in there. One day.
Dude, I got so much Star Wars stuff. You don't even know. I have stuff literally sitting right now on my dining room table. My dining room table is piled up because of Christmas. I have Black Series figures in a box that I don't even have room for right now because I got to figure out where I'm going to hang the things now because I got a whole wall filled right here that has no more room on this wall.
And all the lightsabers.
I literally oh my gosh, I got 2 lightsabers that I haven't even picked up for my buddy who lives in Grand Rapids that I got to go figure out how to get there because he picked them up for me when I bought them. Look, here's the deal. I love Star Wars. Luke Skywalker was my hero. He still is my hero. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, about Star Wars. Once people decided Kathleen Kennedy was their enemy, this ridiculous notion of the woman is just evil. She doesn't know Star Wars. These guys don't know Star Wars. Here's the thing, man. It's not that because we've now deified. And I was right there for the longest time with a lot of people who said George Lucas is the creator. I still respect George Lucas more than anything. But we got to remember the fans turned on George Lucas and pushed him out of his own franchise. They literally made George where he did not want to even touch Star Wars again. And if you don't believe me, go watch the film. I keep saying it, but go watch the film, The People versus George Lucas.
It's true.
People hated George 10 years ago. And George said, okay, guys, I'm done. And George handpicked Kathleen Kennedy, handpicked Disney, and said, here. Now, all this stuff of, they betrayed him and they did all this. No, they took his treatments. They looked at them. And I'm sorry, I've read the stuff that George wanted to talk about in those treatments. George himself even said the fans would have hated it. It was like literally a microscopic, train ride down midichlorian lane. And nobody would have wanted that. The problem is that the second that we didn't get everybody's fanboy dreams, my fanboy dreams of wanting to see Luke and Han and Leia together. And I say if the sequels messed up anything was that we should have at least had one moment with those 3 back together, whatever. And I agree with that. I absolutely agree. I'm not saying the sequels are perfect, but I just wish that we would end this witch hunt and this ridiculous back and forth because of things like people blame Kathleen Kennedy and for the sequels and and Rian Johnson and they're like Kathleen Kennedy and Rian Johnson ruined my childhood. Look, if Star Wars is all you have in your life, I am sorry. Yes, Star Wars is one of the biggest things in my life. But one movie being not being a disappointment to me does not make me hate Star Wars. And it also does not destroy my childhood. Those movies are always going to be there. Trust me, George made sure that he remade them so many times that you can find a version of them somewhere. Okay. So the thing is, those are always going to be there. If you don't like one movie, that's fine. Just don't like it. Let somebody else like what they like. We got Goldman in here earlier, and I love what Goldman said before, and I paraphrase it every time, but he basically said, somebody's least favorite Star Wars movie or the Star Wars movie they hate is somebody else's favorite Star Wars movie. And we just got to let everybody, love what they love and do what they do. But, and it is a concern. And Richard, you brought up a good concern because it is a concern. We have to be careful that we don't get to that same place within the Snyder community. Yes. But those of us who love what Snyder has done, it's a little different in the fact that, Zach had something literally kind of stripped away from him and then bastardized, and there's a lot behind that because there is a lot there that did happen, okay, with Joss Whedon. And that's why I want to hear what Ray Fisher says. That's why I give credence to what Ray Fisher says, because he's bringing to light these things that actually happened, and these people who actually did want to destroy it, because they didn't. It's obviously been put out there that these people did not want to keep going down the route that Zack Snyder was going down, and so they wanted to do everything that they could to try to tear that down. With Star Wars, I just don't think you can please everybody. You know, I mean, literally, you can. I don't want to give too much away about the next Mark Uno video that I do, because I already got it all written and stuff, and it's done. But there may be the script. I have a cut. Okay?
The cut's done.
The cut's done.
The Enoch cut.
There may be a little something in there that talks about the fact that, like, it wouldn't have mattered if Luke Skywalker was literally a 2D stick figure animation, as long as they thought that it was Luke Skywalker coming back in his prime. There's a lot of people who would have been fine with it, and I'm fine with it. It is what it is. I wish it would have been better, but you don't see me now like literally like campaigning to take down the Mandalorian because the animation wasn't as good as I hoped. You know what I mean?
I have an opinion.
Well, you should.
I have an opinion that I've never shared. Obviously, this is my first time on your show.
Which is great to have you, by the way, Richard. It's great to finally be on.
Actually, I got to go to my own show. I stopped in just for a second to say hi, so I'll see ya.
Right,
if you guys want to get some real movie talk.
You might see me in a bit, John. You might see me.
You're telling. Oh, and he disappeared. He ran away just like he did over at a Wonder Woman debate. There you go.
As you were describing that, Enoch, it totally metamorphed inside my head or whatever. I imagined this stick being stuck in the stinky mud, and we're all blaming Kathleen Kennedy, and we're blaming Jar Jar, JJ, and everybody. It's our hands that put that stick in the mud, though it's actually the mud that we kind of created in a way. Or actually, maybe I could reverse that and say we stuck the stick down in there, and that's the mud that they created, and we allowed them to create it. Yeah, I think I got it reversed there. Basically, we wanted them to do it. We gave them the rights. Kathleen Kennedy and JJ, they did what they did. And Ryan, though, we wanted certain things. Those certain things didn't stick when they pulled the stick out of the mud, though. We didn't get what we wanted.
Yeah.
No, we didn't.
I get that, but sometimes I guess for sometimes though, like, I'm glad that I don't get what I think I want, because a lot of times when I get what I think I want, when I look back on it later, I go, man, that really wasn't going anywhere. That was just fan service. I see many movies like that many times give people what they think that they want, and everybody at first is like all clamoring for it, and then look at Batman v Superman for example. Batman v Superman, the ultimate cut, completely shattered everybody's expectations of what they thought it was going to be. People hated it. They panned it. They did whatever. Now that time has passed, what are we seeing with Batman v Superman? It wasn't what people said they wanted at the time, but now people are realizing that what you want at the time is not going to be long lasting and is not going to have the same impact, because nobody's going to be talking about it later.
You know what I thought about
something along those lines. I agree. Something along those lines. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. TD, did you have something?
I was just gonna say on his point though. Like I think, like, ultimately, we as fans think we know what we want, but ultimately that's not what's probably best for the series or the franchise in general. I think generally, because once we first think about it, we want to go in one direction, but then we think about it when it goes and gets released, as you just talked about with the Batman vs Superman, the debacle there. Everyone was saying, I don't really know about that, and then they kind of released it, and they're like, do you know what? Thinking from more of a broader perspective, then you kind of look at the bigger picture, then you kind of just go, yeah, I think that's kind of the better way to go about it. And I think that's also going back to what I was going to say about George Lucas and everything else. Yeah, like, I think majority of fans was kind of contempt about the way he was running the Star Wars franchise and the way that his ideas was going about it, and we kind of pushed him out. and towards the exit door because it wasn't what we wanted as fans. But I think it kind of destroyed his love for the Star Wars because he obviously envisioned it in a different direction to what we envisioned it. And I think the mud that he was speaking about, we kind of laid it down there, and we kind of tossed him into it. He was the stick. We kind of tossed him into it, so to speak, because that's not what we wanted to begin with. And as much as there was things that I admire and respect George Lucas for doing, he made a lot of decisions which I thought were very, very questionable. The plots and the twists and there's many things that I didn't like that he was doing with the Star Wars franchise in general. And obviously we can probably get into it at a later date because there was probably less time on this show for me to talk about the plot twist of what George Lucas was doing. But I mean, I guess what the main one of them I found a little bit disturbing was if you go all the way back to the Phantom Menace, right, all the way back to the start, right, there was if you go and think about Anakin as a young sort of Padawan who didn't understand anything about midichlorians, who didn't understand anything about anything, and then basically then Qui-Gon just kind of rocked up and said, "Hey, you've got chlorines, yeah." And then he's just like, "Oh, really?
He's got chlorine."
Metachlorine in the pool. and like, and he was kind of like, "What the hell are they?" And I was like, "You're a Jedi," and you kind of, yeah, but you know, and then he kind of just happened to knew how to fly a T-1 fighter and all this up in space, and he just kind of just naturally figured itself out, even though he's never used one before. You know, and then it's like, and then the whole scene with like, obviously Qui-Gon losing to Darth Maul, which kind of like is a big plot twist in itself because Qui-Gon at the time was one of those respected older guys who was up there with Yoda in terms of the power levels of Yoda and all that kind of stuff, and he kind of got beaten by Darth Maul while trapped on the other side of a wall, you know what I mean? So, and there's things that I kind of go, yeah, in the start of the movie, and then I was kind of things I'm like, he could have really kind of scraped around and skirted around that one a bit, you know what I mean? So, but that's just how I feel as a fan. You might obviously have a different opinion, but that's how fans are meant to be, you know, because my opinion will be different from your opinion, your opinion. And you know what? I think if it all comes together, we all respect each other's opinions, and it all comes together, I think makes for a better movie at the end of the day.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you, man. And that's why I say that I love the fact that what they're doing right now, because now that the sequels are done, right, that's the end of the story, right? As far as what we have right now, that's the end of the story. What I'm hoping people see is that over the next few years, with all of these TV series and different things that we're getting and everything, they're building up what happened in those 30 years, right? Those 30 years, that's a long time for a lot of stuff to happen. That's why we're going to get the Thrawn story. We're going to end up finding out. I think it's going to flesh out so many things for people and answer so many questions. And that is the genius of Dave Filoni and the genius of Jon Favreau. They are going. Because look, Dave Filoni actually did an interview just a couple of weeks ago where he talked about it was Rian Johnson that inspired him to actually do live action Star Wars finally.
Well, yeah, because he probably saw what Rian Johnson did. Was like, screw that, I can do a better job than him.
That is not what the article says at all. That is not what the article says at all. The article says that Dave, or excuse me, that
I'm sorry, No,
you're fine. You're fine. The article actually says that Rian Johnson would bring Dave Filoni in and let him look through his lens and like show him what he was doing and how he was doing it and the ideas that he had. And Dave Filoni, it inspired Dave Filoni. That's why they're not doing away with the sequels. They are literally going to tell the story that sets up the sequels, and it's going by the time this is all said and done, folks. That's why I've told other people. Let the story breathe. Let the story take place instead of trying to destroy things and tear down like the thing that you say you love in Star Wars or DC or anything else. Let the story happen. We used to go to the movies and have a story told to us. Now, unfortunately, sometimes we want to tell everybody else the story. And so the thing is that with this, 10 years from now, all these people who are like, the sequels suck, I'll never like them, I'll never appreciate them. we're going to start seeing all the backstory to what happened, Starkiller Base, all those different things, Thrawn, the rise and fall of Thrawn, the birth of the First Order, Snoke possibly. I mean, we got a little tease in The Mandalorian about possibly what Snoke could be. And then with the child and setting up like with cloning and trying to, clone a Force user with midichlorians and all those types of things. So you see, it's combining all of this stuff to bring us this story. And then in 10 years from now, you're going to be able to look and go, you know what? That fleshed that story out a whole lot more than I thought.
I am absolutely with Enosh, because I know that a lot of my compatriots and a lot of individuals that I kind of work with and alongside, they don't like the idea of filling in gaps or, fixing the walls as they were broken, blah, blah, blah. But no, freaking do it. Tell us the stories and let us piece together the stories. It's A-okay.
And I love this quote. I love the quote, that picture that Mark Hamill had just recently posted on Instagram with one of the greatest quotes I think relates to this.
Yes.
Sometimes the greatest gifts are the most unexpected and something you never realized you wanted until it was given.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Amen. And Rockstar. Yes.
And then Jacob Luddy says, can we still retcon Rise of Skywalker?
Oh, there we go. They're not going to retcon any. I mean, look, they're not going to redo.
Maybe. No. That was the only one.
We'll fix it, but not in the way that you think.
Exactly.
Rise of Skywalker could have been better if it was a longer movie. But anyway.
I concur.
Yeah, by the time
they tried to fit so much crap into that, it was just like, oh boy.
That was part of the problem. Actually, was that because of the reaction to The Last Jedi and the overreaction to it, they tried too hard with The Rise of Skywalker to just undo it and put it back together and piece it back together in with no real time to do it, and it was what it was. So I know that Anthony has to bounce real quick, but I do want to get Anthony's opinion on this next topic just real quick, if we can.
Go ahead.
So, but I will say this about this to close this topic out, guys. Just give it some time. All right, this Hamada, this Hamada thing. You know what? Look. Yeah, in the next few months, exactly. In the next few months, we're going to get more information. We're going to see more things come out, and believe me, I believe from conversations I've had, and then also from what we see coming out on in a timely basis. This ain't done. Okay,
no. Everybody
wishing for this thing to just go away and Ray Fisher to just go away and just stop what he's doing and everything. This ain't done. This ain't finishing. This is just the beginning. Warner Brothers is starting to take action and is starting to go and really dig deep and see what's going on here. And don't be surprised if you see some changes all the way from the bottom to the top to the bottom. Right?
That's right. Bottom.
That's right. So just don't worry about Ray saying, that, he doesn't want to work with Hamada anymore, because he may not have to. Okay.
Yeah, he's going to be fine, dude. He's going to have, oh my God, I got this thing in my heart. I know his future is great. So
that's absolutely what I'm saying. I mean, if you're Warner Brothers, are you really going to say, hey guys, you know what? Let's just get rid of Ray and let's just stick with Hamada? Is it? No, you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. I mean,
it's not how it works. Come on.
Hey, the money, and this is I'm not saying this is how I think, but I'm saying they're probably thinking to themselves, hey, the money is with Ray Fisher, because at the end of the day, they're coming and they're here to make money, and the money is there.
And that could very well be. I feel like time will tell. Time will definitely tell, and we'll see. Now, the next thing, I saw this, and I guess it's kind of
wait. I'm sorry to interrupt. One thing I wanted to say, I always loved the Cyborg character. I did not like him on what we saw on screen. I could tell, though, that Ray was the guy that could have pulled off the character that I wanted to see, and that's all I want.
And
he
will.
And you know what? I just finished. We Tiffany and I just started the second season of Doom Patrol, which I will say I'm 2 episodes in, and it's already better than the first season of Doom Patrol. But
Doom Patrol's fire.
But my one thing that I've noticed in just all the episodes that Cyborg has appeared in Doom Patrol is, did you notice how Ray talked about when he was here on the Poindexter Lounge, how he talked about like the absolute power that Cyborg possesses?
Yes.
That's the type of Cyborg that now I believe in. And when he was telling me that, I had never really even put that much thought into the power of Cyborg and who he is and what he's able to do. And now I'm watching, and this is no offense against the actor who plays Cyborg on Doom Patrol,
Jovian Wade.
But I look at it, and what did we talk about that day? We talked about, like, Cyborg is not a side character. Cyborg is a major player when you really think about what his power skills are, where like he could literally blow up the planet in a minute if he wanted to.
I haven't seen Doom Patrol. I didn't know Cyborg was freaking in that.
Cyborg is in it, yeah. And so no offense.
That doesn't ruin anything. I mean, it's early on.
Yeah, no offense to that guy whatsoever. But honestly, the way that that Cyborg is portrayed in that show is Cyborg is just, he's a side character. He's just Cyborg, right? He's just he's there. He's doing stuff. And it's fine. But Ray Fisher's Cyborg, you can tell with the Snyder Cut, when Snyder said Cyborg is the heart of this movie, his story, his passion and everything, guys, that's the difference. Of course, that Cyborg on Doom Patrol, inspired by
Ray Fisher.
No, not on Doom Patrol. That's Jeff not John. His. No, that's Jeff Johns. That's Jeff Johns. That was Jeff Johns slapping the face to Ray Fisher.
Yeah, that was his way of saying, "Hey, check it out. I got my own Cyborg. Hey, it ain't you." So
well, you know what? You know what, Jeff Johns? You can keep that if that's your Cyborg, because no offense to the guy who plays him, that I don't believe anymore is a true representation of what Cyborg as a character is. I look now at what I'm looking forward to here coming up in the Snyder Cut. That is Cyborg. But that being said, I'd love to hear you guys' opinions and everything. You can, if you're watching this on the replay, please leave your comments down in the comment section about everything we just talked about. Now, to quote John Campia. Now, moving on to main topic number 2. And that is something actually that I kind of stole from John Campia, actually, because I saw this today, because it was a question that somebody wrote in, and that was Henry Cavill is 38 years old right now.
This is the stupidest.
Theoretically, if they started a movie right now, he would be 40 by the time, at least 41 years old by the time it even came out. So the question was, is Henry Cavill too old for the long term? Like, because we hear that J.J. Abrams may be doing something, and John talked about how his sources are saying that some sources are saying that it's that Henry's definitely in. Some are saying that he's being considered. But I read this and I'm like, have you not seen Henry Cavill?
Yeah,
he's a beast.
He's an absolute monster. Like look at this dude, man. Like, seriously, this is a graying Henry Cavill, and he's like,
he's got gray hair in this shot. He still looks great.
Like, my goodness, guys. Like, seriously, this dude. One of the things that I love most about Henry Cavill's portrayal of Superman is the fact that, man, look, all respect to you guys know that I love Christopher Reeve. Always have. And nothing's ever going to take away from that. But guys, you look at this man and you tell me that he is not the buffest, most just hard, like chiseled. You see him in that outfit, man, and he is it's just crazy how good he fills that out. And dude, I'm a guy, dude, and I can just look at like shirtless pictures of the dude all day long, man. Like, I'm sorry.
Jacked. Look at him.
He's jacked.
I love that scene, the 30-minute scene of him after the boats, I think it was, in the first movie. My God, man, him just doing what he does. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So incredible.
So that's why I wanted to ask. Oh, we lost him.
He had to go. Remember?
Oh yeah, he had to go. I was gonna ask it. I was just gonna ask AC what he thought is because AC works out. And AC is a big Superman. Anthony's a big Superman guy, and so the question was like, can Henry Cavill keep up with this? And I'm just like,
yes,
you're doing all right so far.
Yes, he can.
Yeah,
it's a ridiculous statement because yes, he can keep it going, and look at him now; he still looks incredible,
and he's still doing The Witcher.
Yeah, it's not like he's just sitting on his couch eating potato chips.
Right.
To break the rules for a second. Who are all of our co-hosts? Now, obviously, I see Enosh and Nick Katina. I don't know who the dot is and the face down below, and I apologize. I'm the Richard.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. You know what? In fact, I've got this turned off, and I should have this turned on right here. So there you go.
Boom.
That's TW McKay, and then TD Shifts is brand new to the panel. He's never been on one of our panels before, and so we welcome him tonight, all the way from Australia. So
since we're starting a new year, I mean, look, we finally got to see the Richard. Now we see what he looks like. He's an awesome guy. There's somebody else that we haven't really got a chance to see yet. This guy over here,
TW.
T-Dub.
I'll figure it out at some point.
We'll figure it out at some point.
At some point. I might just pull a Max and just do like a mask of some sort or a helmet or something.
There you go.
I think he really is Mike Zero. He's like, I can't show my face. It's gonna ruin the whole.
It's gonna ruin the whole mystique.
Josh,
it's gonna ruin the bit.
What's that?
Boot me for a second. So I'm in the backstage.
Okay.
Hey, TW, at least put your letters in your name there.
Can I just say, as from last year, I was very upset and sad about the death of Black Panther. Just saying, as in general, the actor, and how much he brought that character to life in terms of what he did for the character in general.
Yeah. Now, and I mean, I know that we're talking about Superman real quick, but I mean, I'm always willing to go down another side issue. What do you think that it was the right decision to not recast Black Panther?
I mean, to be honest, I think personally, from a moral standpoint, I'd say yes. From an acting point of view, I'd say no.
Really?
From a moral standpoint, because I think obviously what he did for the character is unjustifiably probably any better than any actor is going to give that in that sort of performance. And I think that would it would also destroy our perceptions of what Black Panther is actually supposed to be. And I think maybe possibly the actor might bring it down to a different level from that standpoint.
I agree with that.
From an actor's side point, from the other side of the argument, you could say, yeah, I think maybe possibly you could have reshot it and told them about the ideology of the character and how he's portrayed as a character, and try and see if they can come to grips with that and try and portray it in that way. But there would be an element of risk in doing that from a standpoint of doing that. But do you know what? As going back to the Superman thing, and I think that's the question we've got to ask ourselves about the Black Panther thing. Can anyone do any better than what he was doing with the code? And possibly, yes, we don't know. Possibly it might wreck it. But that, again, if we're going back to the original conversation about perceptions, about what we love as fans, maybe having a perception blown in a different direction might be the answer to unraveling even something greater, as Mark Hamill would say. Sometimes as you were saying, the greatest gifts is something that we haven't perceived quite yet, and maybe we'll find that the Black Panther character goes in a different direction that we actually enjoy, or might not. And I think that's also something that you're talking about the sort of the Justice League characters and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of things that the Justice League character did right, and a lot of fans, I'd say good 80% of them, enjoyed the Justice League characters in the way that certain characters and backstories folded in going in the direction that they went in. And I'd say good 20% of it didn't like it because, you know what, they're just not happy with anything and they just want to go and chat about it. So,
Yeah.
No, I'm torn with it too, because I think that even though he, I mean, it was an amazing performance as Black Panther. You know, it put Disney in a very hard place, having to having to deal with that, that controversy. Like, do you replace him? Do you not replace him? All those things in Black Panther. It'll be interesting to see where they go with the character. It's sad that that happened so quickly, especially with I mean, just in general. But if you're talking from the movie standpoint of it, it's sad that it happened from a just a storytelling point in the MCU right now with Black Panther literally being the huge success that it was. It's really too bad that we won't get to see that character, that exact character, that we saw before of T'Challa, move on and become whatever it is.
Wakanda forever.
So.
You know what I was thinking? You know what I was thinking about the Black Panther? You know how he's obviously got a sister in the movie obviously that does a lot of the technical work and all that kind of stuff with hospitalized and everything else. I was thinking about this for quite some time now, and do you know what? It wouldn't be a bad idea for her to become Black Panther just because on the merit that she's already understands the connection with Black Panther and she's made the suit, for Christ's sake. I mean, if you look at Iron Man, he makes the suits, for Christ's sake, and he makes like a whole bunch of them. And you know what? I think it'd be nice to see a female role go cut through the Black Panther series more with a lot of what if you look at what Captain Marvel was doing, if you look at what sort of a lot of this female strong characters coming through now these days, and I would love to see go in a different direction, even if it was in not the direction that we hoped and prayed for, all that kind of stuff. But do you know what? She would bring a different sort of energy towards it, and she came out and said after obviously Black Panther passed away, she came out and said that it was going to be a sad loss, that his character as an individual would be difficult to replace or find a replacement for, and she wrote this long article about how he's brought energy to the acting community and how he's brought all these things in terms of like the way that he shot the movie and his ideas about the character in general, and how it basically became a extension of himself, so to speak, and all these other stuff. And I just feel like as a person that's worked closely with him in that sort of field and in the movie, worked with his suit. Let's not forget that key point. Worked with his suit, and she's basically the designer of the technology. That earpiece, that sort of those charms around her bracelet, that basically picturized in the hologram of that. But she made that as well. So, I feel that she would give it a different direction. I don't know what you guys think about that. So,
I think it could work. I think it could work.
I mean,
did anybody else have
like
any
Kevin
thoughts on
Feige said, they're not recasting them.
Yeah. So now, to anyone who questions whether or not, when we talk about back to Henry Cavill, thinking about this. So here's somebody who is 48 years old, getting ready to turn 49 years old. Okay. So because the question
getting ready to play the Black Adam.
Yeah, the answer was given was that usually, like, if they're going to start up with Superman again, you want that person to be around for about 10 years to be able to get 3 to 4 movies out of or whatever. And I agree with that, but I totally see Cavill still looking ripped and absolutely together 10 years from now.
Oh yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
And look at The Rock, man. The Rock has got a great pedigree.
Yeah, I mean, did you see how buff he was?
Well, yeah, I mean, look at him here. I mean, so he's definitely somebody who is close with Cavill. Like he actually wants to do a movie with Cavill and fight Cavill between Black Adam and Superman in a movie, which I would love to see. I think that would be just a really cool thing to see in the films. But I can see Cavill still looking this good 10 years from now. And so I don't see. I think it is. I think it is interesting that it seems to be only when it comes to DC characters are all these excuses thrown out, and all these different issues that people have with it. He's 38 years old. Can he still be Superman 10 years from now? Heck yeah, he can.
Well, yeah, he can. But I think what it is too is that they've put a sense of doubt out to the general public because they haven't seen these actors, portray these characters in so long. But yes, they can do it. And yes, he can be Superman for the next 10 years if he had to. I mean, the guy is an absolute beast. There's no reason why he couldn't be able to do that.
Yeah.
And he's going to. I mean, they already lined up all kinds of projects. If you think that all they're doing is saying, hey, we're going to do the Snyder Cut, and then after that, we're just going to go our separate ways, then you're way wrong. And that's why when it comes to the whole Walter Hamada thing, that guy's going to be out of here real quick. And when he does, they're going to replace him with somebody else, and then they're going to move forward with everything else that they had planned to do. So,
can I just quickly just interject that I actually have to go. But I just want to wish you all a happy new year, and I hope you have a fantastic year, all of you. If I don't see you guys again, I appreciate every one of you. I respect every one of your guys' opinions, and you've definitely broadened my mind in terms of concepts and everything else. So while I've been here, and I just want to say that a lot of the Australian community know who you guys are, so don't worry. So I just want to say that you're much loved over here, and I hope to see all of you very, very soon. That I'm hoping meet up with you guys again because you guys are the best.
Well, TD, let me just tell you, man, you're always welcome here. I loved your conversation. I loved your insights while you were here, man. That's what I always look for, man. Is I always want people on here who are gonna keep the conversation going, talk about it, even if it's a differing opinion than mine. I still want to be able to have those conversations, you know what I mean? And to be able to flesh those ideas out. And that's just, that's how we get better as human beings. And I think that's how our fandoms and our nerddom gets even better. And we always learn something from each other.
And the one thing that I've learned over the years is that if you have I'm going to leave you with this. This is my bit of wisdom for the day before I leave you.
All right, man.
The one thing I've learned over the years, especially with being a fan of whatever movie, whatever franchise you want to deem necessary, right? Whether that be Superman, whether that be a certain actor, whether that be the Star Wars franchise or whatever it is, you might have a set of ideas about the direction in which things should go. And if you can get in the same room with another people who have different thing of opinions, whether that be in a direction or whether actors wise, and they say we should have done this, and this, it broadens your mind to different opinions and makes you consider stuff that you didn't think about originally. And I feel like I've exploited my wisdom on all of you, whether you've accepted my opinions as the truth or you've had different opinions, but you can understand where I'm coming from. And you know what? That's what I love about a community in general, whatever the sport or function or whether the idea is, you can have an opinion and you can broaden your opinion and go, I can understand where they're coming from. And that's what I love about a community in general. And that's what I love about you guys. So, yeah.
Well, thanks, man. Thanks, man, so much. I appreciate you being here, bro. And like I said, you're welcome back anytime. And it's great to have you, bro. All right.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Lovely to see you, mate. Lovely to see you guys.
Take care of yourselves.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Well, that's cool, man. That's
really cool
to hear from people all around. But yeah, I just I look at it like this. And like somebody even said it. Look, even with like Tyler Hoechlin, I understand it to a point with like size difference things. I didn't appreciate it so much until I met Tom Welling, and Tom Welling is huge. Tom Welling is really tall, and I'm 6'1".
Really?
I am 6'1", and Tom Welling dwarfed me. Yeah, Tom Welling dwarfed me, and so the thing is that you know, it is what it is. But they can do a lot. But I will tell you this, and I agree with you, Kenneth, to a certain point. I do think that they have to be careful though if they do things like they did with Crisis on Infinite Earths, because when they did Crisis on Infinite Earths and they showed, because another very tall person is Brandon Routh. Brandon Routh is much taller than me.
Brandon Routh. Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
And
look how
so-
buff Brandon was.
But you show both of those guys next to each other on Crisis on Infinite Earths, and it made Tyler they really, there were some things that I feel like they didn't shoot very well on there, and they showed Tyler and Brandon standing next to each other, and Tyler looked like he was tiny. And look, 6'1" is not tiny, but when you're talking 6'1" versus 6'3" or 6'4", there's a difference. And so, so I just feel like you got to be careful how you do that, and how you go about doing that. Now, one of the other things, Joker brought up something here, and we can talk about this in a minute, but here's since we're on the topic of Henry Cavill, this is what I want to know. Where the heck is my Superman movie?
Exactly. Why is that such on the back burner? Why isn't that
Man Steel 2?
Like, seriously. Seriously.
I just think WB hates Superman.
I don't think they hate Superman. I think that they don't know what to do with Superman a lot. And I know that there's all this talk now that J.J. Abrams may do Superman or whatever. But can we get on it? Can we please get on this film and make this film happen?
But there's talk about how JJ, might choose a different actor to be Superman, and I think if he does that, they're going to go the same route as Matt Reeves' The Batman, where it's like, hey, it's a multiverse, you can do whatever you want. And at this point, you might as well do something like that, and then have Henry Cavill be part of this bigger Justice League universe. And remember, a long time ago, they were planning on doing that. They were planning on doing each character had their own solo series, and then they would have a Justice League set of movies that would have their own set of actors, and they're sort of doing that again, but they're using the term multiverse to separate themselves from each other. So you can do that and let JJ kind of do his own thing with his version of Superman. Now, I still think that we deserve to get another Man of Steel movie, because I think Cavill's amazing. But with everything that they have projected out so far in terms of with Justice League and the Flash and everything else, I just don't know where you fit that in.
Yeah. Barcy's comment made me laugh, because it's like, I understand now. It says we need Man of Steel 2 before Wonder Woman 3. My head first read that as we need Man of Steel 2 before World War 3.
Well, both. I would say both. We need before Wonder Woman 3 and before World War 3.
Just make Brainiac the villain finally, please and thank you.
And you can make Brainiac the villain and still have the other members of Justice League involved, because it's a worldwide event. I mean, look, not to be a dead horse, but Marvel showed you can do that. You can have a movie, called Captain America or whatever you want to call it, and still have a bunch of characters involved with it, and have it be literally another Avengers movie, but you're not going to call it that. So you can still bring in the characters and make it an epic movie event. So to me, that's what they should do when it comes to having Brainiac as Superman in his next movie. But I just don't know where you fit in that movie if you're going to follow through with Zack's story arc. And let's say you do it part 1, 2, and 3. Where do you fit in Superman? It almost feels like it has to happen after Justice League 3 or 2, depending on if they go with number 3. It has to come at the end of this, and then you move forward with that. But then at that point, we're looking at how many years down the road.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know.
If you have a look,
he's not too old to play Superman.
I'm sorry. I
cut you off.
Andrew, you were talking over. What did you say, buddy?
Oh, sorry about that. What I was saying is, if you have Brainiac, use the look Brainiac had on that Krypton show. That was perfect.
Oh, on Krypton?
Krypton.
Yeah. The Krypton show was a good show. I
never watched Krypton.
Yep.
That's over now, right? They canceled it already?
Yep, yeah, they did 2 seasons of it and then canceled it. And I'll tell you what, they made Brainiac really well. on that show. Yeah. To tell the Richard is back, but I can't bring him back in because it says your devices are not connected, dude. So I can't even bring you back in because you're not like technical. Oh, there you go. You're popping up now. All right, I can add you to the stream now. Oop. I think we can hear you, but I can't see you.
Testing.
I can hear you, the Richard. The Richard.
I can hear you.
The Richard. Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear. We just can't see you at all. It's a black
Can't
screen.
see it. There we go. But yeah, I want to see the further adventures of Henry Cavill's Superman.
Yes,
Like,
I would wholeheartedly agree.
And I don't want to have to wait for eternity to get it. I mean, Superman was the first. Man of Steel was the first movie in this continuity, and I don't know. I feel like sometimes they're dragging their feet on this whole thing.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at where we were supposed to be at this point, Justice League 2 was supposed to have already come out. So we would have already been at Justice League 2 if Snyder's verse didn't get derailed. So we don't know exactly where we'd be at this point in terms of the story because we haven't seen these movies yet. So maybe at that point we'd be looking forward to a Man of Steel 2 at this point. But I think once we get everything worked out and once we see Snyder's vision, I think we'll know exactly where they're going to go. But it's all coming this year, so it's going to be great. The Justice League, Zack Snyder Justice League is coming in March, so that's going to be exciting.
I do want to address this. You can call me Joker. Brought this up. Says at Point Extra Lounge, what do you think on the restore of Joker, Harley, and Jared Leto's solo film? So I'll just say this. Yeah.
Why not?
Jared Leto's Joker is so underappreciated in the DCEU, in the fandom as a whole. And look, it's not all of everybody was harping on Jared Leto for the longest time, saying that his take was weird and his take was crazy and stuff. Look, Warner Brothers did a lot of that was weird.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was doing the Joker laugh.
Oh,
right. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
The problem. Hey, Andrew, I love you, man. But the problem is that I can never tell what you're doing because you got a lag. You got like a serious lag, and I don't know what the deal is. But like it's like you start to say something and then it doesn't say something.
My computer is really messed up on me.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Well, and then we lost him. So. Okay. Well, anyways, maybe he'll come back. And so,
way to go, Enosh.
I know. Maybe he'll come
back.
But
you're telling the truth, though. He has a lag. It's hard to talk to someone when they have a lag. You're like, wait, what?
It is. Okay. So the thing is like when it comes to Jared Leto's Joker, I felt was fantastic. I really liked it. All the griping and complaining about his tattoos and everything else. Look, the Joker has had tattoos at various points. The Joker has looked in various ways, and I was fine with it, and I want to see the Joker, Jared Leto's Joker, fleshed out. I want to see more, and what I think is funny about this, and you guys can tell me what you guys think. But one of the biggest complaints that I heard about Jared Leto's Joker during that whole debacle where people were complaining about him and everything wasn't even that he sucked. It was that, well, I want to see more of him. Like there wasn't enough of him.
Yeah, or like I didn't like the tattoos. Like, okay,
somehow that turned into like that he sucked somehow.
Yeah,
that was a major factor. We did not like or appreciate how he was being pre-represented in press with all the "I am jaded" or whatever freaking tattoos or whatever, and then he ended up being a really good Joker.
Yeah.
He was really good.
He was really good. Guys, I got to run because I got something I got to take care of. Enosh, thank you so much for having me on here. I really appreciate it. Richard, it was a pleasure finally meeting you. You're an awesome dude. And TW, as always, you rock. And I will see you guys later.
At Nicotina, I'll help moderate with your show as I am with our family. Okay.
Okay. I was going to do a live tonight, but I should probably go inside and be a husband. So I will talk to you guys later. And next time I go live and you're on there, I'll make you a mod. That's no problem at all.
Awesome,
I
man.
just want to help everybody that's in our family, and I want to make sure that we're supporting each other, because that's what this whole world is about. We got to help each other.
All right, guys.
Awesome, man. We'll see you later, Andre.
Aloha.
But yeah, like, I'll just be honest with you. Like, the whole time that I was watching him, first of all, I love Harley Quinn in the DCEU.
Oh, good God, man. Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Like, I will take her, like, in anything that they will put her in, man, because I just love her. I think that Margot Robbie was born to play that character.
Tapped into it, man. She got it.
Yes.
She got it.
For sure, man. I mean, like, if there are moments in Suicide Squad and just the theatrical version of Suicide Squad where, I mean, she just turns it on, man, and you're just like, oh wow, yes. Give it all to me, because I will take all of that, you know.
There's only
and I don't mean that in a weird way, but it's like, oh my god. Oh my god!
Considering our past conversations with respect to this character, you can understand why I might.
I'm just saying, man.
A few actors in history who've been able to fully tap into that character, and my goodness, that lovely lady looks nice too.
That's lovely, fantastic right there.
Been able to tap into the character as well as Margot Robbie did.
No.
Congratulations,
dude. When they have that scene where she meets Katana in Suicide Squad, and like she reaches her hand out and she's like, Harley Quinn, nice to meet you. It's just like,
it's so.
Whoa.
There are very few characters and actors I've felt that about. I felt that about Henry Cavill as Superman, Christopher Reeve as Superman, Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka.
Oh,
like, there's a very few people, but when it's done well, it's just it makes it that much better. And I have not rewatched Suicide Squad in a long time, so I'll have to give that a proper rewatch soon.
Mm-hmm.
But she was always my favorite part of it.
I mean, I think she's the best Harley Quinn next to my Harley Quinn.
Well, yes. My favorite daughter-in-law. Yes.
Yes, my Harley Quinn is pretty good. Now let's look at your shirt here. What is this shirt?
Steve Harvey.
Oh, we lost him. Oh, darn it.
Oh, I thought you just changed the screen. No,
I didn't do anything. He literally got up and I wonder if he bumped something, because like he was literally there and he was gone.
I blame the executive producers of Family Feud. They're like, we cannot see this. It was Steve Harvey Quinn.
Oh my gosh. Jacob says Tiftastic greater than Margot Robbie. That's awesome. But yeah, I mean, she was, my goodness, there were parts TW there that I just man, you know, but you know what? Here's the thing, man. I gotta disagree with this, Cristiano, and you know, with all respect, I like Birds of Prey. I like Harley Quinn in Birds of Prey. I would have liked to have seen them continue the story with her and Joker a little bit more, you know, and I would have loved to have seen us get that Mad Love movie that they were talking about, you know, for a while. But you know, but everybody that I hear that craps on this Joker and this Harley Quinn, I go, if you're a DC fan, come on. We actually got to see that Rob Ross painting.
My plan worked for my plan.
We got to see that Rob Ross picture of
who?
Of Bob Ross. Not Bob.
Is built for
Alex Ross?
Alex Ross. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Good God, man. I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
Steve Harvey Quinn was too much for any of us to handle.
Oh, yeah, I know. It exploded. Okay,
Man.
Here we go.
We surveyed 100 people and asked if that's the craziest shirt we've ever seen.
That is hilarious.
I have these shirts available. They're not mine. Obviously, I took them from somebody online. And if I could find them, I would donate to them. I love it. Steve Harvey Quinn. My God, man. And there's actually a back to it, not on this one, but there's a back where I don't know. The baseball bat has something to do with counting down. You got a time second. You've got there's something else going
That's
on.
funny. No, I met Alex Ross. Watching Suicide Squad, getting that moment where she's in the jester, when she's in the jester outfit, and Joker is in the tux and everything, and they're dancing around, and I'm just like when we saw it in the theater, Tiffany reached over, she's grabbing my arm, she's like, that's a thing, and I'm just like, I know.
It is.
I know it's the thing, man, and it looks awesome. And I just gotta say, I would, and I don't know if you heard me, the Richard, when you got bounced there for a second, but I said, I wish that they would have gone a little bit more with and given us a little bit more, as far as the mad love storyline, and we would have got to see more of that before they broke them up. But even Birds of Prey, I think Birds of Prey is going to be one of those movies that ages better than people are giving it credit for.
Yes.
And I feel like that's another one of those movies that people attacked immediately, trying to say that it was some kind of feminist agenda movie. It was whatever. No, it was about a bunch of women who came together, to fight a bunch of bad guys. That doesn't make it a feminist agenda movie. At no point were they all they weren't out picketing or wearing, crazy hats, with feminine parts on them and, and acting in certain ways. They simply were women, strong women, man, who were doing some strong, awesome things.
Feminist agenda crap, because we can see kick-ass women any time of day, and they are there. They are there. Look at Catwoman 1992. My goodness, man, she was not there for the attention. She was there for the character, and by God, she did good.
Well, and I think
I've never seen Birds of Prey.
You ever notice something too? Okay, so if there is kind of a mediocre kind of guy hero, guys will still say, yeah, but he was still cool, right? If there's a mediocre female character, it's immediately seems to be thrown under the bus, that the female character sucked and it had no point in being at all. And
I hate that.
I absolutely hate that as well. It's why can't we, look, not every character, male or female, is going to knock it out of the park and be the most amazing character ever and change the game. But that doesn't mean it's bad. Look, Halle Berry's Catwoman.
I love MX Bravo's next comment. I find that genuinely funny to me.
Which one?
MX Bravo's comment right below that.
Oh, Star Wars is the ultimate SJW.
Well, what's funny is for people who've screamed about Abrams and Disney interjecting leftist politics into Star Wars.
Yeah.
They've been there from the start. And I'm not trying to be funny when I say that. Lucas has said more than once that the Empire, the Galactic Empire, was an analogy for what if the Nixon administration had found a way to seize power and stay in power pretty much until Nixon's death. That's what he has said. Newt Gunray?
Mm-hmm.
You know where he gets his name from?
Newt Gingrich?
Gingrich, and Gunray is a spoonerism of Reagan.
Okay.
Senator Lott Dodd is a reference to former Senate Majority Leader Trent Lott, who led the 94 GOP revolution. So, and the prequels, or at least particularly Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, were designed to be a criticism of the Iraq War. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm just saying that that's what he himself has said.
If we were to switch it up, though, and look at the X-Men, Storm, one of the most powerful, gorgeous, and amazing backstory characters of all time, her most powerful line was, you know what happens to a toad when he gets struck by lightning? What happens to everybody else? Come on, man. They missed the mark on her character.
Yeah.
So it is the writers and then those who approve the writers.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I'll be honest with you, so Renee Montoya's character in Birds of Prey, I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed her character. I didn't have a problem with Renee Montoya.
I need to see Birds of Prey because I haven't seen it yet.
So let me tell you kind of how I look at things, guys. when I watch a movie, I don't try to interject what I think those characters should be. I try to watch the movie and what's presented to me at the time. I looked at Birds of Prey not as, hey, look, if I give you anything, first of all, they totally screwed the pooch when it came to naming the movie. It was a horrible name to begin with. The initial, Birds of Prey and the Immaculate,
Fantabulous Emancipation, one Harley Quinn.
Horrible. And people didn't even, I know people who were literally waiting for the Harley Quinn movie and they never saw it. And literally 3 months later, they were like, hey, Enosh, when is that Harley Quinn movie coming out? And I'm like, it came out 3 months ago. And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, it was called Birds of Prey. And they're like,
yeah,
that was the Harley Quinn movie?
To change the name in the theaters.
Yeah.
To Harley Quinn Birds of Prey.
And it was too
That's
late.
true.
And people, and that is not an excuse for the movie. That is what happened, because I've literally had several people in my life personally explain to me that they had no clue that was the Harley Quinn movie. Okay. And when it came out, that being said, when watching the Harley Quinn movie, I felt like it was an introduction to these characters, not the final place that these characters will be. There's some over the top stuff, I think that they've tried to make Harley Quinn, especially in the last few years, like this anti-hero kind of thing, right? Instead of just being flat out a bad guy, right? Because, like in Suicide Squad, she actually has the famous remark, we're bad guys. That's what we do. But I felt like in Birds of Prey, they tried to make her too much of a good person in some ways. She's still a bad person. I mean, look, when she jumps on that guy's knees and like breaks his legs, like some of the stuff that she does is really bad. But then like when she busts into the police department, right? And she's got like a beanbag gun. You know what I mean? Like,
I definitely need to give this movie a shot now.
Yeah, but and so I get some people's, like, I totally respect some people's objections to that, right? And reservations about that, because like I don't know if this is like Harley Quinn, especially when she claims to have been the inspiration for a lot of Joker's biggest like plans and stuff that he accomplished and stuff, which I totally buy. Okay, I totally buy that, by the way. So then I kind of ask, well, yeah, and Jacob puts it good here, says, Harley is a bad guy, not a bad person. And I can agree with that. I
have sort of two thoughts with regards to Birds of Prey. And I think the reason why I didn't give it a shot, like, not I'm saying like, oh, it's terrible or I'm not going to watch it, but I had my reservations was the one thing that more than anything else had nothing to do with any sort of politics or anything like that. When I found out that the younger teenage girl that's hanging around with the Birds of Prey, when I found out that was Cassie Cain, I was like, that's what we're doing with Cassie Cain?
Yeah.
Mind you, because I grew up obviously reading the comics. Black Bat Black Bat was just one of my favorite things. Sure. Like No Man's Land was one of the first DC comics I ever got a chance to read as a kid. So I've kind of always had that version of the character. And so I had to kind of remember that I'm not watching specifically a direct comic adaptation of any particular run. I'm watching a movie that happens to feature these characters in a new way. And it's something I've had to kind of unpack for a bunch of different things. So I'm definitely there now, which is great. So I can finally just sit down and watch this thing and enjoy myself or not enjoy myself. What we shall see.
Yeah. Well, and here's an interesting comment right here from Eon001. Birds of Prey should have been Harley, Ivy, and Selena. That's your girl gang right here. So here's the thing, though. That movie, though, was supposed to still happen. I enjoy this movie because if you watch this movie, if you watch Birds of Prey, Harley is not part of the gang. That's why she's not part of the gang. She's not part of Birds of Prey. Harley is operating outside of that. It wasn't Harley's intention to put the Birds of Prey together.
Okay.
Right? That's not what Harley does. I mean, and Richard, I know you said you haven't seen it, so I don't want to give too much away for you, but like that's not that's not what she does in this film. The birds of prey are coming together around her, and she is part of a situation that gets them all together, and then she backs out and she's gone. And that leaves the room open if you're going to get a girl gang together, her and Ivy. Selena's kind of outside of that, but I can see Selena being a part of that because those are your three kind of main, female villains, in Gotham. So, but the birds of prey, they're not villains.
Yes, they're not.
Okay. And Harley is not just coming in and going, I'm going to be a part of this girl group that's going to go fight crime. That's not Harley's intention, here.
And two things real quick. Just want to say one, Richard just needs Richard has seen Birds of Prey, and also he needs the link. I guess he needs the link over time. And then my thought was the way you're describing it was like chapter 11 or 13 of The Mandalorian, like when Bo-Katan and the other Mandalorians show up. Like when they siege the little Imperial cruiser there in that episode, when you meet her for the first time. That's kind of how I felt like Mando was relative to the other Mandalorians. Like he's just kind of there walking around with them. Like that's how it sounds like to me. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying that's how it sounds to my ears.
Yeah. Yusuf, I don't know what to tell you, man. Cyborg has been a part of the Justice League for years, bro.
On and off, yeah. And funny enough,
and that's the thing actually that Ray Fisher said right here in the Poindexter Lounge last week was that, like, that's the whole point. Like everybody keeps acting like he's part of the Teen Titans or whatever. He was,
yeah.
But the Cyborg that has grown to be is not Teen Titans Go anymore.
And there's a beautiful piece of irony here as well, which is one of the who actually, when it came to the New 52. And Cyborg was one of the Core 7. You know who the first writer on that book was? Jeff Johns. There's some sort of sweet irony there. Someone had made a joke about that. But I honestly think Johns did a good job. And I think, was he the first one? I'm trying to think back in the comics history. When was the first time that they had introduced the idea of Cyborg being part Mother Box? Because I hate to bring it up, but it is what I read. Johns did bring it in 2011. I don't think he was the first, but that's why I asked, because I genuinely don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Either way, yeah,
Alexa, all lights white.
I'll Google it.
Yeah.
All right, testing 1, 2, 3.
We can hear you. We can hear you just fine.
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
All right, cool. I thought that he was going to be from Teen Titans. That was my hopes when I saw the character in Justice League. So I did have a little bit of disappointment, though I do think that we've got opportunity to see that particular one later on down the line. I'm feeling confident about that.
You want to see a Cyborg that is part of the Teen Titans?
Not necessarily as part of the Teen Titans, though. I think it's before he. I can't recall exactly. There was a Cyborg that was fully functional, and I don't believe it was entirely with the Teen Titans. I think he had his own segment. I think he has his own comics at one point. I can't recall though.
Well, Cyborg is one of the major members of the Teen Titans, particularly in the 80s run with Wolfman and Perez. So he was kind of a member of the Titans for a long time. I just don't think it would work in the timeline of the Snyderverse. I just don't think it would work. Like, you just wouldn't have time as far as to make him a member of the Teen Titans, because he was, 19 when he got hit with the technology. So there really wouldn't be time to make him a member of the Titans, establish the Titans in that universe. Because,
Robin's dead.
Dick's already dead.
Dick's dead. That's not this story.
Where's Corey? Where's Raven? Where's Beast Boy?
Yeah, no. I'm not talking about you. I'm just, I'm seeing other people like talking about, Teen Titans, and that's fine. There is always a place for a story with Cyborg in the Teen Titans. Okay, that's not the story, though. And to say that he should have been saved for a Teen Titans thing,
oh no,
I don't think that you save Cyborg. That's like, I don't know, man. I don't know what that's saying. I mean,
no, I do not agree with that. Yeah, okay, yeah. Unfortunately, Raising had Hades reacts of no. I can't agree with that either. Unfortunately, sorry,
dude. Wait 3 months.
If Cyborg is part of them, then Green Lantern definitely.
Wait 3 months, bro. Wait 3 months.
Snyder had said at least the core shows up. Right?
Yeah. Look. Every character can't be. It's not that people are just okay that he's not. It's that every character is not going to show up necessarily all at the same time. Man, that you got to remember that these were ideas and thoughts that were put out that were supposed to blossom into a Justice League 1, a Justice League 2, a Justice League 3, go out into solo movies, get bigger and bigger and bigger and grow.
Yes.
And the people running Warner Brothers went, oh no, people didn't respond to our Batman v Superman movie the way that we thought they were going to, because we, chopped a half hour off of it in the theater and kind of, messed things up. Let's pull the whole plug. Let's find an excuse to get rid of Zach and replace him with Joss Whedon. And yeah, the whole thing came crashing down because Joss Whedon came in, and what Joss Whedon presented to us was not good. It was not look, as a casual fan, I could see watching Justice League and going, oh, that's cool. I've even talked about parts of Justice League, like the 2017 version, that I know are not Zach's version, that I'm going to miss, right? Because I enjoyed those parts. I'm not saying that like
you don't have to throw the baby out. You don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
No,
you can still. It's like you can still like things that Johns or Whedon put into a script, but you don't have to like them as people.
But I guarantee you, outside of wanting to see like a couple of those scenes every once in a while, when I go to watch Justice League, am I going to watch the 2017 Justice League, or am I going to watch the real Justice League?
I will see that when it comes out, and I will.
Yeah, we'll see it when it comes out.
Yep. And then
as Ray Fisher himself said, what the fans say is canon is canon.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is that. Even Ray said here a couple of weeks ago when he was here, he said that you have to be able to separate a talented person from whether or not they're a good person, right? And he talked about the fact that Jeff Johns is very talented. There's a lot of stuff that Jeff Johns has done that was not bad from a writing perspective, not bad from a presentation. Like I talked about, like we watched Stargirl. And I like Stargirl. And there ain't nothing more Jeff Johns than Stargirl.
And he literally created that character. And when you understand the history of what that version of the character, why it exists, to me, it's a genuinely touching thing.
Yeah. And I love J Money, and J Money knows I love this. So here's the interesting thing, though. Okay, because we also have to remember that these are stories that are being told within a certain box, right? They are within a box that they can only go so far. I'm right there with you, man. When I see that Robin costume, the first thing that goes up for me is that should not be Dick Grayson.
Seconded.
Okay, and you guys know I fully support Zack Snyder. I put everything on the line for that, and I absolutely support that. But I agree. When I see that Robin costume, it should be Jason Todd, right? That's who it should be. But I will say this. Knowing where we are in the story right now and everything that's going on, my mind was going to, when I saw that costume, it was like, oh my gosh, they're going to do a Red Hood thing. They're going to bring Jason Todd back. Like, it could be a whole thing that they could do. We could see Nightwing. We could see all these things, right? But again, it goes back to, what is the story they're telling?
Yes.
Not every version of everything is going to have the version of the story. I mean, for example, do you look at Tim Burton's Batman and say, well, obviously that Dick Grayson is older when he comes to Batman, comes to live with Batman. Yeah. Well, Joel, I mean, no, yeah, I mean, Joel.
It's Schumacher. It is Schumacher.
It is Schumacher, but it's in that universe, okay? But even if it hadn't been Tim Burton.
Tim Burton was going to do it.
Was going to put Robin in there,
and it would
have been even more controversial because it was actually going to be
Marlon
Wayans. Yeah, Marlon Wayans. So you would have had not a little kid Robin, you would have had an adult Robin, or semi-adult Robin, coming to live with Bruce Wayne and train and do all those things. So you're already going to be skipping part of the story there, right? So you just got to go with whatever that story is that's being told for right now. That's why the multiverse is a great thing, because you know what? You can have something. But I can kind of guarantee you, like from watching the Batman stuff, I don't know that a Robin is going to fit in so well with Pattinson's deal.
I
have yet to see the movie.
I would imagine Robin is going to die. There has to be some consequence to his juvenile, reckless actions that he's doing, because he's not an established Batman. He's just barely getting to know, and you know how vicious and violent he becomes. He's got to break some eggs along the way, and this might be the way to do it.
Yeah, but I do agree. I do agree that if with the comment there by J Money, because J Money is awesome, man. I've talked to J Money a few times, and he's awesome. I do agree that, like, if for some reason Zach was using the Dick Grayson character in a way to bring Red Hood back, it would make the story even. I could see where it would make it more personal on one end, but honestly, I just finished reading A Death in the Family.
Don't tell me that's not personal.
No, again, I should say again for the multiple time that I've read that storyline, and that messes Batman up so bad. I don't know how you get any more personal than that. I mean, that really screwed Batman up in the comics.
Look at Lonely Place of Dying, and then also when we also think about when it comes to Dead Robin coming back as Red Hood, take into consideration, go all the way back. Forget Death in the Family. Go back to 1985. Go back to The Dark Knight Returns. Jason Todd's dead in that story. He didn't come back. That was not even a thought in anyone's mind, or if it was, it wasn't on the page.
Yeah.
So just having the character dead is fine to me. I mean, yes, I will miss not seeing, potentially, I should say, not seeing a Red Hood story if that's not in Snyder's vision.
Max Bravo.
Yes, it was good having, sparking a conversation. Good seeing you. But yeah, that's sort of my opinion. If it doesn't fit into the vision, it doesn't fit into the vision. I'll miss it, but if I might also enjoy what I'm getting the opportunity to see.
That's what I'm thinking. And also, since if we're looking at trying to not time travel here, when did we see the dead frickin' suit in? Was it Justice League or was it Batman?
No, BVS. BVS.
BVS. Yep. So the dead Robin is from earlier.
Yes.
So what's all the conversation about in Justice League later on then? I don't understand it.
Well, no, there's the talk is that Zack Snyder has said that the dead Robin that we see that we saw in Batman v Superman, that Robin is Dick Grayson, not Jason Todd.
Oh.
Yeah. It got into him so much it froze him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you froze there for a second, man. You froze there for a second.
Sorry,
yeah, your reaction.
Hardcore flashbacks? Hardcore flashbacks, as in we will see?
Hopefully. That's what I would love to see. I'd love to see what the story is. Because just like You Can Call Me Joker here says, look, Green Lantern is canon as much as any other character. Well, it depends upon what story you're telling. Okay? Because Green Lantern isn't canon to just every story. And he's not even needed for every story. It says and I love Green Lantern. Green Lantern's like one of my faves, man. But it says, and Johns doesn't own Green Lantern property. We all understand that. Zach can choose whether to add or not, like the Joker. But here's the question. Does it serve the story that he is telling? And that is the question. Now, a lot of people are saying that we are definitely going to see Green Lantern incorporated in some way in in Justice League. Because we saw a little bit of the Green Lantern. We know the Green Lanterns exist because we saw them fighting the old gods in the original scene in Justice League, where it showed them fighting Steppenwolf. Showed them fighting Steppenwolf, which is now being switched out, where they're going to be fighting Euxes, which turns into Darkseid. So the Green Lanterns will be there in some capacity, but the question is how much of a role does Green Lantern play? And Green Lantern doesn't necessarily have to play a huge role in Justice League 1.
If we are going to see the epic battle that Snyder is previewing to us, who has been pitching to us, that has expanded upon what his story already was, then we will likely see Martian Manhunter and Green Lantern, either any version of Green Lantern, but we will see, because the battle is going to be so epic. Presumably, that's my thought. It's going to be so, and it's going to also open the doors. I don't think this is the end. I think there's going to be more.
Yeah, and we are getting the former. We are getting Martian Manhunter, right?
Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Anna, so much. And tell your fiance that I said the same. Thank you so much.
Mom. Thank you, Anna.
Yeah, but we are getting Martian Manhunter for sure anyway, so I don't know how, but we are.
I thought so.
Yeah. So, so there's a lot of stuff that we're going to be getting in. There's a lot of things that we're going to be getting in Zack Snyder's Justice League that we just don't know yet. It's 4 hours, guys.
Yep.
So just I encourage all of you out there that when you watch it, man, put your seatbelt on, just strap in, right? 5-point harness, whatever, man, and just get ready, right? And just enjoy it. Take it in, and see where it takes you, and see where it goes from there.
I love it. I'm in.
Hush TTV says, what do you rate Wonder Woman 84? I rated a 20 out of 100. That's an interesting rating scale. So it's a 2 out of 10. So I rated it when I rated it actually, I think it was an 8.5 out of 10, because I think it's good. Now I think it is interesting that Hush does come back and say Green Lantern was good, because I liked Green Lantern as well. But there's a lot of people who hate it.
Never seen it, and I still haven't seen Wonder Woman 84, so I got to see it.
Yeah, I do say that I didn't like the villain in Green Lantern. I feel like the villain in Green Lantern, the first villain should have been Parallax with Hector, and they should have got together, done their little thing, whatever. That should have been the first part of the movie. They fight them, they're done, because he fights the big yellow fart cloud, and it's done, and whatever. And then him and Sinestro are able to work together. They become friends. They become close. Hal is brought into the whole fight because of Parallax and everything coming to Earth and all those things. That's all your first half of the movie. The second half of the movie is what we end up seeing, where Sinestro is kind of enamored with the fear side of things, and and watching this friend kind of fall to that, and and Sinestro trying to bring Hal along with him, and Hal just not being able to do that, and having to fight. That would have made that movie a whole lot better, instead of the giant fart cloud that we got as being the main villain. And I'll be honest with you, every time I look at Hector, I just it gives me the creeps. It's bad makeup, and it's just there's something about it that just feels uncomfortable. I feel like I'm watching, and maybe he is, but I feel like I'm just watching somebody in pain, and I can't concentrate on anything else. Like, it just, like, the look of him just looks painful. So, and not in a good way.
You know what? I like the Green Lantern movie, and I had just moved back to Kentucky to be near my mom, and I remember all the special effects, all the promotions they were giving, like, ooh, the suit's going to totally light up. It's going to be all CGI and all this stuff. I remember it being fantastic, the way that they were promoting it. And I saw the movie, and, okay, it was I mean, I didn't hate it. I know that it is not proper DC. It was not proper in canon, and I know that a lot of DC fans absolutely freaking hated it. At the same exact time, though, I liked the 2005 Fantastic Four with Jessica Alba. I like the
Me
sequel.
too.
I like those. I know that they're not perfect, and I know that they're not in canon. I just like them, and so I put those 3 kind of in the same little camp there. They're fun as hell.
Yeah, and sometimes, guys, I think we've gotten to a point where it's like we act like every superhero movie has to be like the recreation of, I don't know, man, like the classic 10 Commandments or something, where it's just like, the greatest cinematic achievement of our time. Sometimes I just want to go to the movies, and I don't care if the movie all makes sense. Call me whatever you want to call me, but
I like episode 9. I know exactly how you feel.
Just have fun.
Yeah, it's like I just want to go, man. I just want to look up at the big screen and just be like, hey, there's a character that I love on the big screen, and I'm having fun with it, and there's stuff going on, and we can debate about all the other stuff later. I mean, like Raising Hades Reacts. Now, here's an interesting take. Here's a real interesting take, because they say that Justice League to me is Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, Zatanna, Black Canary, Green Arrow, Red Tornado. This is, maybe I'm just going too old school. And see, here's the thing.
It's okay.
You know what I mean? That's the great thing about Justice League. That's one of the things that I loved about the cartoon Justice League Unlimited, was it showed characters that some characters that at that point I didn't even know who they were. I'm like, who the heck is that dude? I've never seen this dude. What is going on? You got a cowboy over here. You got a thing, I'm like, what is happening here with my Justice League cartoon, where it just used to be Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter was like the most fringiest thing out there. You got a different Green Lantern and John Stewart, that was fine. And, you got some different things. You got the Flash, you got that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? But
as a DC lore nut, I loved that show. Every character they threw at the screen, I'm like, yep. Just
I've got them all. I've got them all on DVD, I believe. Almost every single series.
They mixed it up right on that show, man. They mixed it up right on that show. And
I miss the Wonder Twins, because how the heck are you going to do that properly now?
I know.
I don't know.
I love the Wonder Twins, by the way. I got a Wonder Twin. Tiffany and I got Wonder Twins t-shirts. Awesome.
There are some really interesting Red Tornado is interesting, because I liked some of the different interpretations they do for Red Tornado. Personally, yes. One of my favorite books from the recent years was, like I said, Enoch, you and I have talked about the New 52. I loved the Earth 2 book. And the Earth 2 version, and I should say the Earth 2 in the New 52 version of Red Tornado, is basically the revived consciousness of Lois Lane, because she had died in the massive explosion and so forth at the beginning of the first issue, and Sam Lane is trying to keep her alive in this sort of way. I'm describing it poorly, but that's effectively the character in that version, and it's really interesting to me.
Man, first of all, thank you, Kenneth. I appreciate this so much, man. I appreciate you guys so much and enjoying the channel. That I'm grateful that you guys stick around and you watch this stuff, man. I'll tell you what, because I just love talking nerd stuff. That's what I love right now. I'll be honest with you. Can I just be honest with you guys? So this is what people are like, Enosh, you never sleep. You're constantly streaming. You know why? Because this is the stuff that I love, that I'm passionate about, and I can actually bring people on this show and we could talk about it. And then you guys who aren't even on the show in the chat, we're constantly having these conversations. And it's like, you say stuff, we say stuff. I can come in, with a couple of topics, and then we can go off completely on a different nerd rant for 3 hours. And it's awesome. It's this is what being a fan should be. All these guys screaming at you, telling you what you should love, what you should hate, trying to make you stay angry and stuff. I'm sorry, that's not me. I'm a nerd. I'm a freaking nerd. There is a song that I would love to play on the show, but it drops F-bombs everywhere. It just says I'm an effing nerd, but I'm a nerd, man. I'm just sorry. I there is no apology.
Nerdy.
It's why I love finding.
Apologize.
It's why I loved finding you. It's why I loved finding Goldman. It's the pause, the enjoying stuff, that getting to enjoy stuff and not have to be angry or find a way that somebody's wrong about. Everybody's wrong about everything, and there's always an excuse for someone's wrong. Like the whole I hate to bring up the whole Kathy Kennedy Phantom Menace thing. But like, they always seem to get mad at her for all the stuff that they sort of dislike, and it's like, yeah, well, you also have to like her for greenlighting The Mandalorian. You have to like her because she was the one who personally said to the directors and to the creatives on Rogue One, make the hallway scene because Vader doesn't do enough in this movie.
No. You know what? No, Richard, I'm gonna have to do you, or not, Richard. I'm sorry, TW. I'm gonna have to do you.
Please correct me. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm gonna have to do you like I have to do my good friend Johnny. I'm just gonna have to mute you, man, because you're talking too much common sense. You're really talking too much sense there, man. And we can't see your reaction like we normally see Johnny, so it doesn't work as well. But like seriously, dude, that's the thing, man. But
I'm honored to have been muted in the 2 cents on nonsense fashion. So thank you very much. That makes me very, very happy.
Benson's real quick. Benson's. I will say to you, man. That's what I feel the Joker storyline is going to be in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Is I feel that it's going to be a flashback of some kind, showing the death of Dick Grayson, showing what
I remember back in the day, I think it was when BVS had dropped.
What is this one? What is this one? Did I miss that one?
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum,
Mr. Frost.
Mr. Frost.
Nice.
Oh, that reminds me. I'll get back to that in a second. But what I was thinking of was I remember the rumors going around BVS was that like Jared Leto's Joker was Dick. I remember that.
Well, they were saying that he was Jason Todd because he had a J, right?
Oh, okay.
Because apparently there's a what was it? Is there a comic where Jason has like a J on his face or something?
Oh, okay.
And like the idea was that like Jason came back but was crazy and killed the Joker and became the Joker. That's why he looks so young. Even though the fact is that Jared Leto just looks that young. He's actually as old as Ben.
Yes.
So
I remember the Mr. Frost thing reminded me of the show The Batman from 2004.
Yeah.
For those that have seen that, because in that story, there's basically Freeze, due to the chemical process that he went through to become Mr. Freeze, has basically he doesn't age. He's immortal. So there's an episode where it flashes 100 years into the future, and Batman's dead. Everybody's dead, but it's like there's this still ongoing mission that like the GCPD is still trying to take down Mr. Freeze, and there's like they go into the Batcave and Batman scrawled binary code into the wall so he can talk to them. And it's like, state the name of the problem. And one of the guys goes, Dr. Frost. And they correct him and go, Mr. Freeze. It's actually it's a good show. And it's got some great, like, one-time, guest appearances, like Brandon Routh as Multiple Man, for example.
Love Brandon Routh.
And Mark Hamill was on that show too. Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy. In the first appearance of Dick Grayson, Kevin Conroy plays John Grayson, and Mark Hamill was the voice of Tony Zuko.
Cristiano, I want to bring attention to this right here. This right here, whether it's Green Lantern, and I don't even know about what Jeff Johns wrote or whatever, because who knows? I mean, if Jeff Johns has a good take on it that exists within this world, I don't think we're going to get a Green Lantern movie, to be quite honest with you, anytime soon, just because they're doing a series on HBO Max, and that's what we're going to get. If we do get it, it will probably be centered around Hal and Jon Stewart, which it's got to connect. It's got to connect with what's on HBO Max, because they said that it's going to be within universe, unless you're doing a completely different thing. But I will say this: I will agree with you on this one right here. Nobody asked for the trench. Nobody cares about the trench.
They're all right. Like it was a fine.
I got the action figure, the creature in the trench. It was one of the best. It was a cool looking scene when Aquaman and Mera descend into the trench. That was one of the most amazing looking scenes. Ain't nobody though saying hold off on a bunch of other DC properties so that you can give us that trench movie. Sorry, if you get to the trench, that's fine, but don't be in a hurry to get to the trench. The only trench that I'm in any hurry to ever get to is this trench.
All over town, people are talking about the lunch trench. It's the ditch where you can eat your food.
And yes, that was a twofer for this stream.
Yes.
My God, man, that's the trench I was been dreaming for.
Exactly.
Yeah. There it is. Yes.
But like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand this fascination. I think sometimes, and I think that this is a Warner Brothers problem. Really, is Warner Brothers sometimes has lacked so much focus that they literally go in and go, "Ooh, this is happening. Let's make this." That's the one thing also that Hamada really scared the crap out of me with the interview that was just done in the New York Times. He said, we're going into each one of our movies now thinking, what can the spinoff be for HBO Max? That's a mistake.
That sounds like a bad.
That's a horrible, stupid mistake. And another reason, like, even if it wasn't for the Ray Fisher thing, if that's where Hamada wants to go with this crap,
that's not good.
That is not good. That is not laser focus on what you want to do and be good at. That is saying, hey, how can we spin stuff up and make some money, hopefully, and maybe something will stick. That's the problem that Warner Brothers has had from the very start. That's the problem that DC Films have had from the very start. Simply make good films. If something spins off,
let's make a good movie. God darn it!
Yeah, if
start with a good movie.
Spins off, great. You know, if something clicks in a movie and people go, I want to see more of that, then give us an HBO Max thing on it. Well, I'm fine with that. But, you know, this thing of like preemptively going, well, the Batman's coming out. We're going to tell a prequel story back in Gotham of the police. We just got done with a Gotham TV show. That I get it. It's a different universe. It's a different thing. What are we doing?
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Why?
Yeah,
like, it could be the best thing ever. I could be totally wrong, okay? I could be totally wrong, and I would come out and admit that. If it's good, I mean, I'm going to watch it. But, you know, it's like we're trying to spin off too many things. And I'll be honest with you, like, and all apologies, I have not seen it, so I can't tell you if it's good or not. Has anybody watched the Alfred Pennyworth show?
Oh, my God. I was just going to say, in addition to the Alfred Pennyworth, we have not seen the behind-the-scenes history of the milkman who delivered to Alfred Pennyworth when he was a baby. We never got that adventure. I don't know.
I need that adventure.
If you do want to,
Richard, I need that adventure, man. I need that story broken down and told to me over 7 seasons.
If you do want to great, if you do want,
it's leaving my heart. Like, I don't know. I'm milking it, or I'm trying. I
can feel your pain. I feel your pain, bro. I can see the pain in your eyes, man. It's totally coming out.
If you do want a review or a behind the scenes or retrospective on Pennyworth, I know Lady Genevieve has been breaking down the show over on her channel. I do know that.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sorry. I have, as soon as I saw that, I told Tiffany, because Tiffany went, oh, they're doing an Alfred show, and I'm like,
I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying
I don't know.
I know at least I do know someone who has watched it. That's all I know.
It could be awesome. I'll tell you what.
It could be very awesome because he does have his interconnected skills with the government, whatever, his training, all of that.
Yes.
The thing is, though, it's not being presented like that.
Yeah, well, and here's the thing. You know which Alfred Pennyworth version that I want to see stretched out is the one that was in Gotham. That was as far as the most kick butt Alfred we have ever seen. Not just like, yes, sir, I'll get your dinner, sir. Will you be getting drive-through tonight, sir? That Alfred Pennyworth. Like, the Alfred Pennyworth, man, shown to us in the Gotham TV series was a force to be reckoned with. Like, that guy was beating people up. He was, you got to see, his military side, all of that stuff, Kenneth here says that he watched one episode of Pennyworth and could not get into it. I don't know.
Well, okay. That's what they need to do is they need to expand his military, his other background, disregardless of his future Batman role. That's what they need to do.
Yeah,
I think that'd be an interesting idea.
Benson here says, Enosh, until WB hire a Kevin Feige for their DC universe, it will never work. And Pennyworth is horrendous. Appreciate you replying on your Facebook page over my Condor Man DVD, dude. So for those of you who don't know, you know what? And I'm just gonna pull it up because I know I can find it real quick here. But Condor Man was a Disney movie. Which now I want to see it, and I don't know that we ever actually Did we ever figure out if it's on any streaming services?
Hang on.
Hold on.
I must know now. I must know.
10 seconds. Hold on.
Yeah, no, I must know if it's on a streaming service now because Condor Man, it's a look. It's something I remember as a kid. It was absolutely silly, absolutely ridiculous. But Benson's, it became kind of an inside joke because not everybody knows what Condor Man is. And so we've been joking about it for a while, and he posted on Facebook, which, by the way, you can follow us on Facebook at Poindexter Lounge. We got a whole community over there, and we would love to have you join us there. We're also on Twitter at Poindexter Lounge, just
Condor Man.
No E in the middle. And so, but I'm going to show you guys a picture of what Condor Man.
I can tell you where it's at whenever you're ready.
Okay, give me just a second here. I'm gonna pull up this picture here, and I'm gonna show you guys. For those of you who don't know what Condor Man looks like, you gotta see this. Like I said, it's an old Disney thing. This is like, what was that? Early 80s?
1981?
Yeah, 1981. So here's Condor Man, and I'm gonna bring it up here so you guys can see it really well. You can see here. Look how silly this is. Like this guy just like gets these wings and stuff, and he just calls him. I didn't even think he had these superpowers. I don't even think he had these superpowers, man. But like for every time Ryan from Zeverfed gives me a hard time about Hawkman on Smallville, I go, look, it could be this. Like this is funny. This is funny. This is funny. I enjoy this.
But it's pretty.
I enjoy this. I mean, look at this costume. Look at that beak. I mean, my goodness, but that's Condor Man. So absolutely, man, I was absolutely happy to acknowledge your Condor Man reference. And so can we find Condor Man online?
Yes, sir. As a matter of fact, okay, I'm going to let you guys know after I tell you all this, I'll let you know how I found this. Okay, so it is available for rent.
Oh, of course.
It's available for rent, $3.99 on nearly every single platform, as in starting off with Apple TV, $3.99, Amazon Prime, $3.99, Google Play, $3.99, YouTube, Fandango Now, Vudu, and Microsoft, whatever the frick that is, $3.99. And then you can also buy it on all of those same platforms, and the price is $9.99 on every single one. So this is available. And here's this is what I've been doing with all of my streams, all of the shows that I'm on, and I'm continuing to do it here with you guys. I have two channels, phone things, applications, apps that I use. Just Watch. It's called Just Watch. And the other one is called Real Good. If you have them on your phone, you type in, like, say, Condor Man to Just Watch, and it'll tell you exactly where it is available, where it's going to be free, and where it's going to be for rent, and where you can buy it. It's called Just Watch.
That's cool.
Now my question is, it's not on Disney Plus.
Negative. Nope.
Wow.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
One thing that should be on Disney Plus, in my opinion, was a show that I liked. It was a cartoon I watched as a kid called Fillmore. A lot of people don't know about it. Basic premise. It was like.
Wait, what is it?
It's called Fillmore.
Oh, Fillmore.
Yes. It's basically like Disney's sort of quote unquote kid friendly, if you will, cartoon version of a police procedural. So basically, as opposed to being cops, they're kids in their middle school's safety patrol, and there's like parodies and pastiches of typical sort of tropes in the police procedural genre. So as opposed to, for example, like a kidnapping, like kidnapping a child, they're kidnapping like a pastiche of a Tamagotchi, or like another one would be, as opposed to counterfeit money, it's a counterfeit baseball cards and stuff like that. It was funny. It had a good cast. Like, I had a really good cast that I liked, and Horatio Sands was on it, for example, and Orlando Brown and Tara Strong.
I love me some Horatio Sands. Always.
Yes,
I loved Horatio Sands from the very first time I saw Horatio Sands, because I don't know if you remember his very first appearance on Saturday Night Live. Horatio Sands' very first appearance on Saturday Night Live was absolutely hilarious because they literally did one thing with him in the intro to that episode of Saturday Night Live, and then they went. You know how like they usually go from the monologue to like they used to just like go to like a fake commercial every time before they would go to commercials. So they go from the monologue, whoever was hosting that night, and Horatio Sands was in that opening thing, and then they go to the commercial and they're like, Saturday Night Live presents the best of Horatio Sands on DVD. You'll get such great comical skits as, and they show what he was in the during the monologue or whatever, and they're like, and then it said like in small print like best of Horatio Sands may be supplemented with best of Steve Martin, best of Chevy Chase, best of like all these other people, and they're like in lower things like, so get it now wherever DVDs are sold. The best of Horatio Sands on Saturday Night Live.
My favorite fake commercial. My favorite fake commercial on there was when Will Ferrell was on there. Is like, when my kid gets terrible rashes, but that's why I get this type of this type of diapers, right, kid? And then like the mom walks in. Who are you? What are you doing in my house? And he jumps out the window and she starts screaming, and it's like, security system, because there are some crazy people out there.
Yeah, because he's been changing this baby's diaper the whole time, and it's not even his baby.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's a good one. I also love one of my all-time favorites is Colon Blow. You remember Colon Blow?
Oh, that's a popular one.
Do you know at FYE, the store FYE, they have started selling Saturday Night Live merchandise, and you can actually buy a box of Colon Blow. Tiffany and I almost bought a box of Colon Blow. If it wasn't for the fact that we wouldn't have eaten it because of our diets now, we would have bought a box of Colon Blow. We should have just bought it anyways. But like, a box of that cereal is like $20 or something like that.
What sketch comedy show had powdered water? Was that just Whamco?
No, it's dehydrated water, not powdered water. It's dehydrated water.
Yeah, and that was Whamco, right?
Oh, God, you got a thorn in my side. I don't know. I think
while you're figuring that out, Thomas Bartholdi says, I like Pennyworth. Katsuka 1992 says Pennyworth is actually pretty great. It shocked me how awesome it was. Haven't seen season 2 yet. So I mean, that's what I love. Like everybody, here, Jacob Luddy says, Sean Pertwee. I'm guessing that's the actor. Is definitely a great Alfred.
Because speaking of Pertwee, I saw your vest earlier, the Richard, for the 13th Doctor, and his dad was the 3rd Doctor.
Holy macaroni! Wait, who am I talking to?
TW.
Wait, who is this?
He's been here the whole time.
Hello.
This is TW? Yeah, but I haven't worn that in a couple days.
I just saw you pop it on. You were popping it on for a second on camera, and then you slipped it off again.
Okay, but I haven't properly worn it. Yes. All right, cool. You just blew my mind. All right.
just like Jay Money here is like, wow, at Condor Man.
Thank you. And Jay Money's like, wow, Condor Man.
Condor Man. Right?
I gotta give that a shot whenever I can, because just looking at it, I'm like, this just looks like sheer insanity.
Hey, Andrew. I think Andrew Casali is still here. Hey, man, sorry, man. I don't know what happened, man. You disappeared, bro. I don't know if it was your connection. You were freezing up, and then you disappeared earlier, man. I didn't see you back in here until just now. So
it might have been me too. I don't know. Yeah. I've got this other jacket that. At first, I was thinking you were talking about it. I bought it last year, and come to find out, it's from not the Harry Potter movie, but the series afterwards. But I've got the full on the suit, the proper jacket, and I can only wear it like once a year, especially where I'm at right now. So it's cool when people recognize the clothes that I got.
I love Double MJ here says DC Warner Brothers doesn't need a Kevin Feige. They need to grow some balls. You know what? You know what? So that's an interesting thing to say, actually, and I actually agree with this because look, they had, and hopefully still, but they definitely had at one point Zack Snyder, which if they would have stayed the course and let people make their movies instead of like trying to literally undo everything and trying to get involved and take out portions of a movie because it's a half hour too long and we won't get to show it on as many screens. Well, you know what?
Fuck that.
How'd that work for you? I'm sure this guy has something to say about that.
Yeah, I just wrapped up my stream. Jeez.
Yes, my apologies for not coming over.
That's
Joe.
okay.
Don't you remember who we are over here?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Having the 2 hour,
we are the
2 hour, Star Wars debate. Mm-hmm. I wish I was here for. I still have to go sit and watch it.
Matt, have you seen Pennyworth?
No.
No, neither have I.
I mean, I want to. I like the concept of it. I think it's interesting to have like a show about Alfred. It's like, he was a badass. That's cool.
Well, Jarvo, do you remember any of the stories when he was a badass, though?
No.
That has not been aired. This is the Richard.
I'm not a virgin. I'm kidding. I don't remember those stories.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can find him at Matt Jarbo at most social media.
You can look it up. It's there. God, I have a big forehead. Thank you for reminding me of that, It's like right there. Y'all want to watch a drive-in movie right here? Just put it up on the screen.
This is the future of film, ladies and gentlemen.
Theaters
don't open back up.
Hold on, I wasn't being a jerk. Hold on.
No, I'm just kidding. No.
I love the fact that the Richard is like has more costume changes than a Weird Al Yankovic concert.
And I've been to them, so they're all.
He literally does a costume change for every song, so I love it. I love it. It's awesome.
What is that shirt?
Oh, well, I'm so happy you asked.
All right, a little bit of Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, it goes this way. I'm getting used to the cameras now, and then the jacket itself is official from whatever that sequel Harry Potter movie series was.
Fantastic Beasts?
Yes.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they only had one size, and I can't button it up.
If there's ever been a better motivation to lose weight, it's like, I can't fit into the second generation Fantastic Beasts coat. Or you just want to sit there and like emulate, Tommy Boy. Fat guy in a little coat.
Fat guy. And I got my Cthulhu patch on here, which I ironed on, and it got melted in the washer. But I should have sewn it on. But it's a Cthulhu patch because I'm sealed.
Hey, by the way, Gary Lee Fowler, I want you to know, I mentioned it before. I don't know if you heard it, but the next Mark Uno is ready, and I'll be uploading that hopefully tomorrow.
Is there a fourth wall break in that one? Don't want to spoil it.
Don't want to spoil it. Yeah, okay. don't quite want to spoil it. It's not like when I totally like beat myself up like when I came in.
Off and look,
well, I've done that before. Where like I don't know, for those of you who haven't watched all the Mark Uno stuff, there's been one episode where I'm literally like going through my spiel as Mike Zero, my character Mark Uno, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, hold on, guys, who's actually out there still watching Mike Zero? Like, are you really still watching? You guys are still watching Mike Zero. Okay, let's go ahead. It's been noted that, and then there was the one where he used the thumbnail. I know Gary was ticked off about this. This is how Gary and I met. Actually, was like hounding Mike Zero on his Facebook page, and so we became friends, we became besties. But he did this whole thing. Like he started putting Alan Rickman. Speaking of, that universe, the Harry Potter verse, he started putting Alan Rickman pictures into his thumbnails, like long after Alan Rickman has passed away. It's one thing if you want to, throw out, Keanu Reeves like he does, acting like Keanu Reeves is going to be in Star Wars, or, what's her name, Brie Larson or whatever, and he ages them all, Hayden Christensen ages him to like 90 and puts him in a thumbnail, and, along with Mace Windu and all that stuff. But it's like, when you start bringing out people who passed away, like,
that's not good.
That's not a good look,
Well, that's always kind of a tough thing though on YouTube, where it's like it depends. it depends on like who, like, you know, some people are okay if you talk about somebody who died. Other people are not okay. It's a weird place to be. But I mean, in the case of like, yeah, in the case of Zero though, I mean, Rickman's been dead since what, 2016?
Yeah.
Oh, long.
So
it's been a while.
2015, like 2015, 2016. You know what I mean? Like it's.
I was still in university. I'm trying to think of when that was.
Yeah. So I did a whole thing where I actually come in as myself. I green screened it, and I'm like as Mark Uno, and like all of a sudden I come in as myself, and I'm like, "Hey, Mark, did you use a picture of the late Alan Rickman in one of your thumbnails?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah. Like, why would you do that?" Like, well, because I figured it would get clicks and views. It's like, oh, and then I give him a beat down, and like after I knock myself down on the ground, I'm kicking myself while I'm on the ground, and then you hear like, oh, and I'm like giving it like one, like this one's for Kathleen Kennedy, this one's for Lucasfilm, this one's for Disney, this one's for Chris Terrio, this one's for the late Alan Rickman. I'm like, and then this one's for me, and I jump up and give myself the big elbow, and yeah, and then then the next episode after it appeared that I had like beaten Mark Uno to a bloody pulp was the rise of Uno, and
oh my god,
yes, and then Mark Uno had come back, and there's like this whole thing. You see my hand like rise up, like
the bed on the cliff thing.
There's a storm going on in the background, and the music to the Emperor's music, you know, is playing. Like Mark Uno's hand rises, and like I have risen.
I have to promote. I've got, you know, not just beside anything else you guys know about me, but I do have a Facebook channel that's called Celebrities We Have Lost, but We Will Never Forget, and it's a Facebook channel, and we try to, anytime somebody mentions somebody, we try to show their memorials and all of that crap and everything. You know, I mean, not crap, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I use my hands a lot. All right. I can't control them. All right. Sometimes they control me.
That was Mike Zero. I think fine.
So you're like idle hands, but both of them.
Yeah. The Celebrities We've Lost and Never Forget. I mean, that's an honorable channel, and I want to reverse it. I want to do something where we can actually connect with the celebrities who are still alive, and talk to them and thank them as they're still alive. I would prefer to do that before they die. I'd rather.
Yeah, I want to talk to Betty White
before they die.
Oh man,
that would just be cool. That would just be cool. Mel Brooks.
Betty White is my crush, man.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I'm serious. No, Tiffany and I don't know if you've heard this. Like when Tiffany and I, you know how everybody.
Wait, is she one of your 5?
Yes.
Wow.
She's my top one. She's my top one.
Even now, in her 90s.
Yes.
When it's literally dust.
Let me explain. But first, Gary here chimed in, says, you know, Mike is, in my book, disrespected his memory, his legacy by adding him into a franchise he wasn't even involved in. I think that's a good point. Do
you think we could trick Mike Zero into putting Betty White in thumbnails?
Well, you just told me, so no.
I don't want to get into
well, crap.
Crap. Seriously, we should plant some kind of like Reddit thing that Betty White is being courted to be like some like ancient Jedi, like, you know, master something or another, you know, that like a holocron will be revealed or something like that. And you know,
she was the librarian at the Jedi Temple on Coruscant.
Jocasta knew.
She was the sister of the librarian.
Yeah, and she got away.
Secrets.
Actually,
someone in
I don't want to talk too much about my new Mark Uno episode, but I actually referenced Jocasta New in my. That's funny that you say that. But no, let me explain my Betty White thing. So, Tiffany and I, shortly after we got together, you know, like everybody talks about, you know, like who's your celebrity crush, right? Your celebrity that you know, like, oh my gosh, if you know, like you're given a free pass, right? Like with that celebrity, whatever. And so we were talking, you know, and Tiffany's got a couple, you know, just joking. It's all in jest and fun, you know, whatever. But you know, she's like, oh my gosh, Henry Cavill is definitely one of them, and Hugh Jackman. Those are like She loves them, which makes me feel really good because she ended up with me. So, like, if she's attracted to those good-looking guys,
she's also attracted to Bob Hartman.
Attracted to
yes, TW. That's awesome.
Well, I think what it boils down to, Enosh, is that everyone settles.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean,
so,
I get it.
But so here's the thing: is she asked me who my celebrity crush was, and if you had asked me, hey man, absolutely Cristiano, and I put up the comment by McLovin here just a few minutes ago talking about the overnight streams. You know what? I love it, man. I'm glad that you guys enjoy hanging out with me for as long as you do. And you know what? We always have a steady stream of people in here. And what I love too is if you come in at the beginning of the stream, by the end of the stream, it usually turns into something else completely, and we have a good time. So thank you. But so I told her, she was asking me, and I told her, I said, well, I said, if you had asked 17-year-old Enosh like who his celebrity crush was, it was Jenny McCarthy. No longer.
Well, yeah. I mean, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. But like, she was like, well, who is your celebrity crush now? And I was thinking about it because, like, honestly, my taste in women is kind of different than everybody else's taste in women. Like, and I don't want to say like anything that like somebody might think that I'm, shaming one side or another. I like a full-figured lady. I like some meat on their bones, like I love that. But I was thinking, and I was just like, I don't know, Tiff. And she's like, well, come on, you got to like some celebrity. And I'm like, well, I mean, there's women that I think are attractive, but like nobody that I was really thinking. And then I went, hold on, I got it. She goes, okay, who? And I said, Betty White. And she looked at me and she laughed and she's like, that's funny. Okay. And I'm like, no, seriously, Betty White. And she's like, you got to be kidding me. She's like almost 90 years old. I mean, this was like a few years ago, and she's like, what? And I'm like, no, but hold on, hear me out. Right. Because first of all, it's Betty White. I don't care how old she is. If you got together with a bunch of your friends and you're like, hey, I just spent the night with Betty White, not one of your friends would go, I don't want any details on that. Because it's Betty White.
I would just ask you, like, how much did you pull out of your teeth?
Betty White. White. I'll tell you right now, Betty White, first of all, when she was younger, she was absolutely stunning. Like, you can't think of it. Betty White was absolutely stunning. But also Betty White, man, is like she's a dirty girl. Like, if you ever hear her talk, she's got some funny things that she says. And I just told him, I said, you know what? I said, if you were able to be with Betty White, you would have a story that would live in infamy, and it would be like, it would blow people's minds. That it was like, it's Betty White. So like, I can't think of any kind of like thing that would like top that. Like, that'd be like, you like nobody else. Like, you could say, oh yeah, she's hot. Oh yeah, whatever. But it's like Betty White. That would be like, I don't know. Not that I'm attracted like old women or anything. It's Betty White. It's only because Tiffany looked at me weird and she goes, so are you saying that you're attracted to older women? And I've always been attracted to older women than me. I always dated older women, except for the two that I married for some reason. But Tiffany's 4 years younger than me, and my ex-wife was 2 years younger than me, 2 or 3 years younger than me. But that's not what it is. It's Betty White. That's it.
6 degrees of separation. How is Betty White connected to Star Wars? And go.
I can go 3. I can get you to 3 degrees.
2.
Go.
2, yeah, 2.
We just watched it.
Yes, we did.
Star Wars Holiday Special with B. Arthur.
Go.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Is there something closer? I mean, that's one, really. I guess, right? That's just.
Well, I mean, it's the holiday special, but I mean,
is there anything
counts?
Yeah, she probably did bang Harrison Ford. I don't know about that in particular, though. So yeah, I'd say the Star Wars special.
Okay, so first of all, Tom Hanks, Ballsack 69, he. With a $5 super chat, thank you, sir. Appreciate you, buddy. Says, howdy, folks. This one for Matt Jarbo. Matt, can you do the robot dance for me with your arms at least?
Why weren't you on my stream dropping super chats? I was just live for an hour and a half. What the?
Right?
What is this nonsense?
Robot?
What is the robot dance?
I think you might have to drop like $10 more to get him to do it.
No, no, I have no problem. I just what's the like the that whole thing is that what you're talking?
Let me remove this. Okay, yeah.
Okay, hold on.
I didn't get your notification, Jarbo. Not that it was me, anyway. But
dun 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 dun.
I don't know.
I want to play the music to like Revenge of the Nerds at the end, where they're like in the talent show.
Lambda, and Omega Moose.
Trevor, one thing you go back and forth in the chair looks like a character select screen or something.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is why you never leave the stream. Like this is why you wait around, because seriously, Tom Hanks Ballsack is going to come in here and ask Matt Jarbo to do a robot dance, and he's going to do it and give me the $5. Thank you.
That is true.
I love it.
I can confirm I did those things, and now I feel like I'm just a dirty girl.
Debbie Harry is a little bit of crazy, but she was a beautiful woman, man.
You know who my first one was? Really was Alicia Silverstone.
I had a crush on it. Yes,
you're young.
Yeah.
My buddy Rusty, my best friend Rusty, he had a huge crush on Alicia Silverstone when he first saw her in one of the Aerosmith videos.
Oh yeah, she was in Crazy, and
she was in Crying.
Crying Crazy. That was it. Yeah.
She was like in Crying, Crazy, and
she's only in two of them. She was only in two.
I was sure that there was a third
Far From
one.
Home. She was in a movie called Far From Home, where she was a teenager in her bikini in the pool for the first 3/4 of the movie. Very, I'm her age, so it was hot.
It's not creepy, is what you're trying to say. Yeah, I get you.
Back at it though.
Yeah, no, I get you, man. I get you. I was clueless. I was 13 when that came out, and I just had like a huge crush on her. And like I would like go to the library, and I would like they had all like the fanzines all
She was
scanned.
also in Amazing. I was right. She was in
3. Okay, I thought she was just in 2.
Because by the time they got to Amazing, that was where it got a little strange, because they added Liv Tyler.
Yes.
In the Amazing video, and that was
a little bit weird to me, to be honest with you. I mean, like that was always weird to me, that video, because I'm like, yeah, but she's Steven's daughter. Like that's a little bit kind of weird.
Yeah, that was his daughter. Yeah,
but I'll tell you, well, because it was funny because Alicia got she got emancipated from her parents.
Oh yeah,
when she was like 16, to go and pursue acting, because she made this like once Clueless came out, she made this $10 million deal with Paramount to do like 3 pictures. I don't remember which ones she did, but I know it was like one of them was Excess Baggage, one of them was maybe Blast from the Past with Brendan Fraser. But
I remember
she
movie.
just fell off after that. She fell off after that, and it was always tragic.
Well, she did Batman and Robin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But that was Warner's. That wasn't Paramount.
One,
but
called Mad Love. With what's his name? She did Mad Love, which was not a happy movie.
Did you guys ever see the Crush?
Oh, of course. Yes. Yeah. The Crush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Crush.
I got a question. Like, I really didn't have a problem with her as Batgirl, to be honest with you. Like, I just felt that they went about it in a weird way. Obviously, they changed her entire.
That particular origin was a little interesting.
Oh, Uncle Alfred.
Everything about the film went the wrong way. It was.
But she looks good. Like, if you look at this picture here, I mean, she looks good as Batgirl. What I always thought was funny about it is they start her with a cowl that was kind of like a helmet, because she's on the bat bike or whatever.
That one's afterwards. She actually starts with the mask, and then they give her the cowl, and then she takes off.
Yeah, and so it's weird because it's like she kind of rips it off, kind of like did you guys watch when we did our show last night going into the new year? We were showing J-Lo, and it looked like she was like Stan Marsh, like taking a dump, where she was like on a giant white Keurig.
Well, R.I.P. to Richard Donner, to the director of Batman and Robin. First off, he died yesterday or something recently.
And Joel Schumacher died, I think, earlier this year. Yeah, or 2020.
Yeah, he died within the last few months.
Yeah, but like J-Lo had a big cage, kind of crystal like rhinestone cage on her face. Almost
Yeah, I
like
said it looked like a catcher's mask. Had too much fun with a Fabergé egg.
Right, and she pulls it off, and like we showed it, and we joked about it because it was almost like she just got like sick of having it on, like, and that's she just rips the thing off and kind of tosses it aside, and that's what Alicia Silverstone does in Batman and Robin. It's like you see her when she arrives. It's like all three of them walk up, Batman, Robin, and Batgirl. They all walk up, and she's just like, "Nope, not using that anymore." This is kind of funny.
When I lived in Hawaii, I lived with a lot of taxi drivers for a while, and one of my taxi drivers was the regular driver of Jennifer Lopez, and he nonstop would say what bitch she was, and she was so rude to him and to all of her other helpers, and that was such a bummer because she seems like such a lovely lady in film and stuff. So that's my background with her. I think she's adorable on film.
Yeah.
Apparently she's not.
A lot of people are kind of like that. Like I met David Arquette one night when I lived in LA, and he was high on cocaine, and he was very awkward to be around. Like it was.
The views expressed are those of Matt Jarbo alone, and Matt Jarbo's alone.
Cocaine.
Well, that was one night, but I wonder how he is every single night, and it could be the same.
I don't know. I mean, like the thing is, most celebrities are like, when you live in LA, they're real people. They're just regular people. You know, like you'll be out of the store and you'll just see like that guy, like one guy. You're like, like I saw that guy like in a show. Things like that guy's everywhere, and like because he's working. He's a working actor in LA. You see him. Like I almost ran over the soup Nazi with my car. And because he was jogging, and I was leaving Smart and Final, and I was going to go to Costco, and I was pulling out, and he wasn't looking, or I wasn't looking, and I slammed on the brakes, and he came right in front of my car, and I'm like, I almost killed the soup Nazi.
Oh my gosh!
Would have been no
soup for you.
I would have died. I think people would have hunted me down and killed me.
That's what people need to understand is when we live in Hollywood, around Beverly Hills and everything, around the cinemas, everybody is acting normal or as normal as they can be. So when we bump into each other, say a celebrity or something, they're expecting you not to freak out and you're expecting them to not freak out. I mean, sometimes you do shit your pants, though. Generally, we're just interacting. It's a business zone. But when it's the tourist who comes in, and that's when they freak out and they got to take the pictures and stuff. Or if it's TMZ or some crap.
Well, I mean, like, and you work on some of these smaller projects with some of these people. And like, I worked with Michael Dorn on one day on a movie. He was on one day. I was on one day. And he's kind of a dick. He's kind of a dick. Like, I mean, he may have just been having a bad day. But I also worked with like Robert Picardo that day and Zach Ward that day. And they were on set, and they were really nice guys. I've gone drinking with Zach Ward a couple times. Like that's the thing I miss about LA. Like you just kind of like randomly go out and like I went to some events, and there was like I went to this like streamy event, and like the smoke, like a lot of the streamers or the YouTubers that were big in 2010 were like all at this event, and and like in walks Kevin Pollak, and again like no one cared. It's just like no one gave a shit. Like no one cared at all, And that's actually I'll tell you this. It's funny because. The one time I met Nicolas Cage, I treated him like a human, and it weirded out his kid. So I was at Comic-Con, and I was actually looking for Nicolas Cage because he was there signing autographs for his comic book.
Now, is this Kal-El?
No, not Kal-El. Kal-El was his younger son. This is his older son.
Okay.
I forget his name, but like we finally found him. Like we were walking all around Comic-Con trying to find him, and then we just happened to be walking around the backside of the convention center in like this hallway where no one was at. And this lady just kind of looks over at me and my friend. She's like, "You guys want to meet Nicolas Cage?" Just like that. We're like,
"Wow,
yeah, yeah,
sure." And
he was right in this room. He was signing this comic, but they'd been so secretive about it, no one knew he was there. So there was literally no one in line. Wow. And so I go and I bought 2 books, and I had to leave my backpack outside and whatever. And I walk in, and then I go through all the security stuff. And I walk up and I hand him the book, and I said, like, he goes, "Oh, how you doing this morning?" And I just go like, "I'm awake."
Yes.
And then he just goes like, he's like, "Yeah, me too." I'm like, that's good to hear, man. That's good to hear. You know, and it's just like a simple whatever answer. And his son just kind of goes, like, what are you doing talking to my dad like he's normal? Because this Nick, what do you want me to do? Like start quoting The Rock?
My better question is what does that kid know that we don't know as to why we're talking?
Well,
to his
remember,
dad?
Nick Cage had like a full Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton at one point in time. He had that much money. He had a full T-Rex skeleton.
Wow.
So it's like
he had a copy of Action Comics #1.
He had to return the skeleton though. He had to
yeah. Because he got in trouble for that one. So like there's a lot of stuff. So you meet these people randomly, okay. Remember the presidential election? The Democrats had Marianne Williamson. She was a candidate, the one that's all hippie love and stuff. I was her videographer for like 6 months. She would call me, just go, I need you to come meet me at this place and like shoot a 1 minute long thing.
No kidding.
So I would just go to her place and like go to her condo.
Matt, message me after this because I'd like to talk to you further. I helped her type up one of her books when she lived in Hawaii. I would love to connect with you and see if we can piece together some stories.
It was so brief. I just remember like how she treated her assistant and how she treated her kid.
I would love to. I'd love to talk to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, I see. Enosh here is making lots of pushes to hit that like and subscribe button.
Hey, you know what?
You got to do it.
Just
yeah,
well,
but
I wouldn't say lots. That's like the second.
Well,
one
I can see it here on the side, and it's showing me Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch.
That's because it does it on all of them. Whenever I make a comment,
you are such a streaming
whore. That.
And you know what's really cool?
Don't act like you don't understand that I didn't do it 4 separate times.
I know it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
I get it.
You know what? I'm learning from you guys. I'm learning from you guys very much. Even though I work with REMB, we're still trying to figure out how to do the like and subscribe on air and stuff. And I think the way that you guys do it is very smooth, and we're trying to influence him in a way that he can do it. Obviously, we plaster it in our chats and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
I always feel weird asking. I always feel weird. It's such a weird thing.
Just for you, Matt, I got the scroll going.
Don't feel weird. Don't feel weird.
That's right.
There you go.
That's how you do it. That's how you do
it right there. You just have it going.
I like it because then it's like oh, it's moving. People are going to go see what it is. Like that's right. Like I don't want to ask for money, but I want your money. That's how this goes. No.
Well,
I mean, like
work on that too. I'll share some ideas. Enosh, by God, man, I've been trying to get you to email me what you want me to share in the chat when I'm just moderating. I need to know what your protocols are and everything.
Yeah, man. My only thing is like, I've got some people that are, just sharing, to like, subscribe, that kind of thing. I'm fine. I never. Everybody knows me. I'm pretty low key. I got the scroll going right now, but that's just so people know that we have those options there. We do have memberships available here at the channel. We do have a Patreon, and I will say again, for those of you who haven't been here, I do want to give proper recognition because look, that's what. We have a Patreon, and so we give recognition to people who are a Patreon member or a member. And so we do have Gillis15, who is our newest Patreon subscriber. So thank you so much. And Superior Shigari and Ruben KS Rivera Jr., they've all joined in the last week. And so we're grateful to all of you guys for sure. And then on the memberships, thing, Drav Walker is our newest member. And, we got lots of stuff. You guys get really cool stuff, behind the scenes stuff, with me, with the family. Isaac and I, every once in a while, man, we just pull out a camera and we're just like, hey, let's talk about something. What's going on right now? And you get like these little behind the scene videos and stuff like that, and just get to kind of peer behind the veil, as it were, of what's going on. But
you have all the moderators too that are adoring you and protecting and watching your back and everything. And I think altogether, if we could have actually, if you had like a monthly or weekly, bi-monthly meeting with your moderators, you could convey what your goals are and what you hope to reach. Then we could find out some soft ways to go about doing certain things and everything.
one of the things that I don't want to ever happen is, and I try to make sure, and I've said this a few times, like I added a bunch of moderators when we had the Ray Fisher, thing, and somebody even made the comment like, "Why do you need so many moderators?" Well, anybody who's been around for any length of time knew why we were kind of, muscling up on moderators by the time we were going to have Ray Fisher on. But that being said, I don't like. I saw a couple of times, like, and I actually commented about it. I don't want anybody to feel like just because they have a dissenting point of view than mine or whatever, that they're going to get like put in a timeout or they're going to get blocked or something, because that is not what I am about at all. And I've actually had a conversation with a couple of my moderators who I felt like pulled the trigger on some people, like because of their own personal interactions with those people. And I don't want that. That's not what my moderators are here for. But
moderators are just friends and groupies of the channel who happen to have a little bit of insight and are here to support and guide what Enosh and family want to present.
And as long as everybody is cool and chill and treats everybody with respect, you could even come out and say, Enosh, that idea is stupid. Trust me, I got blasted for my quantum leap take on Wonder Woman 84. Like, what? I got blasted for that, and that's fine. It's a theory. I don't have thin skin on it. Like it's just it was the way that I looked at how that could possibly be a thing without it being.
And it's no big deal. No reason why people should get upset.
But trust me, there have been a couple of people like who've come after me, especially in like latter comments and stuff, and they're just like, attacking me for it, like literally accusing me of thinking that. How do I say this without using that word? And no, Matt Jarbo, don't do it. But like instead of. I don't approve of having relations with someone without their consent. And somebody was like, so you approve of that when it comes to happening to men? And I'm like, no. Did you watch my video? I was very upset about that.
That's not what the conversation was about.
Exactly. I'm saying how I feel that like Steve Trevor could be looked at in that video, and that's it. And so, so I want everybody to know that like you can go to a point where you're. I hope that you're just respectful. There's a couple of people who are annoyances when they come in and they attack people in the chat, and that's
we get the trolls.
That's when you just say, okay, look, you know what? You're not being respectful of everybody. It's like, I want to, not that people necessarily need protection, but it's like, I'm sorry, we're doing a show here, we're having fun. Matt, for example, I love Matt. Matt comes in here. Matt, has had controversial takes on different things, and there are people who want to say stuff about Matt. There's people who want to say stuff about me.
I'm sorry, I just put Matt in a timeout. I didn't realize.
I'm saying the opposite actually. Like I don't have time for people like attacking my guest or attacking me or attacking people that we support. That it's obvious, right? I mean, like we support Ray Fisher, for example. Right? Mm-hmm. Like you can't get any more obvious about that than it is. So when people literally come in here and they're like, you seriously support Ray Fisher? Yeah. It's kind of been a thing now. Sorry. I mean, even one of our things, when you become a member, you literally get the I stand with Ray Fisher emoticon. Okay.
Speaking of members,
the conversation.
Yeah,
they need to listen to the conversation.
Exactly. So,
speaking of members, you have a new member.
I see that. That's what I was getting around to here. Want to say a shout out real quick to Tom Hanks Ballsack 69, which means you realize now every time now I show my little picture here with everybody's name on it now as a member.
Yep.
It's going to say Tom Hanks Ballsack 69. He.
Yep.
I love that. Way to go. Welcome, Tom Hanks Ballsack 69. I can literally say that Tom Hanks Ballsack is legally a member here at the channel. Thank you so much, man. You're awesome, bro. But yeah, that's the thing. I think, like we just gotta, just enjoy what you enjoy, love what you love, Speaking of which, Matt, you weren't on my stream the other night. What was your favorite movie of 2020?
Oh my god!
Because mine ended up being we gave our top 5 the other night, and mine ended up being Fat Man. I got to say, hands down. You suggested Fat Man.
That's kind of mine too. To be honest with you, I think it's the one that's like I keep going back to it.
Yeah,
and it's like I haven't seen a lot this year. Like I didn't see Tenet.
I saw it.
But like I saw Sonic. I like Sonic a lot, but like but Fat Man I felt was such a unique and interesting film. That was just really cool. And it was a lot of fun to just kind of sit down and watch Mel Gibson just kind of be Mel Gibson again. And I really liked it because I followed that up by watching another Mel Gibson movie that night as well. So I had like a really good like Mel Gibson double feature. I was very happy. Plus the directors are very friendly, and I think that also kind of influenced me. It's like they're very open to discussing with people the movie and the process of it, and it's kind of like we need more of that, because that spreads word of mouth. I mean, I think because of how open they are, more people are talking about Fat Man, especially because there was all the controversy when it came out. Oh, Mel Gibson, blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
but I liked it.
Yeah, I did too, man. And it's perfect timing because Dave Pena, the film junkie, is in here, and he just got done interviewing the directors of that. And actually, they're going to be here on our channel here pretty soon. And so I'm definitely looking forward to having them on. And I kind of accidentally backed up into that whole thing. Didn't seek them out or nothing. I literally just commented on somebody's Twitter post because they mentioned Fat Man. I said, yes, Fat Man, I agree. It was a great movie. And they were just awesome. I'm trying to think what his name is now. Is it Ian?
Ian. Ian's got he has a name search for Fat Man. So like if you talk about it, it's like awesome. he searches for it because we follow each other now. I'm sure you guys follow each other too.
Yeah.
He'll retweet a lot about every time someone talks about Fat Man, he retweets it. Mm-hmm. So he's very open about the concept of it. And it was the one that like for me, when I saw the trailer for it, I didn't believe it existed. I thought it was a fake trailer. I'm like, Mel Gibson as Santa Claus and Walton Goggins as a hitman going to kill him?
Right?
Like,
oh my
this just sounds. And then I watched the trailer and I'm like, this looks really good. And I would have gone and seen it in theaters if any of mine were open, but they weren't. And we just got another week-long shutdown. So that's.
Oh man.
I'm like, that sucks. But, it's like, all right. And then, but I mean, I watched it when it came out, when it dropped on VOD. I checked it out and I really, really liked it. And I've recommended it to a bunch of people who've watched it. And, I keep hearing like it's a rad movie from a lot of people. And yeah, so I mean, and it's one I think like, again, I think I'm probably more drawn to it because it feels like it's an indie film that even though it's got Gibson, I feel like it's going up against a lot because a lot of people like, I don't want to go back to the old like SJW stuff on YouTube, but it's like a lot of the blue check marks on Twitter were like these really terrible hot takes about the movie. I'm like, you haven't seen it.
Right.
How can you attack this movie if you haven't seen it? And then, but they just want to like attack. I'm like, well, that's just going to make more people want to watch it. That's all that's going to happen is you're just going to make them more money. And the thing is, it's a good movie that has a good product. So,
and it's like, and funny enough, the reverse happened with, with one of the conservatives with The Hunt. Like, I was the same deal for me. I'm like, I really want to go see this movie now. Even if the movie was fine, like it was okay, but it was just.
And the thing is, like, people got mad at the trailer for that movie, and it's so stupid how mad they got at it. It made no sense to me. I haven't seen the movie yet, but I need to. I almost bought it the other day, but. I didn't.
It's funny.
I mean, like my friend liked it. He was like, "Yeah, no, it was pretty good." Because I finally watched Ready or Not, and I thought that was great. So
what was Ready or Not again?
That's the one where like it's Samara Weaving, and she marries into the billionaire game maker family.
Yes.
And they play the game of hide and seek, and she has to survive the night.
Yes. I'm sorry. Yes. You know what I remember most about that movie is honestly, I saw all the trailers for it, saw everything for it, sat down to watch it, and I went, "That's not Margot Robbie."
Yeah.
Oh,
it's not. It looks like Margot Robbie. Yeah,
that's the first movie I had ever seen with what's her name in it again?
Samara Weaving.
Yeah, she's also in Bill and Ted 3. And like honestly, I sat down to watch that movie and I went, "Oh, Okay, cool. But that was a really good movie. I actually really enjoyed that movie. Real quick, shout out to Bobby Wood Hogan with the 2 pounds. Hashtag Henry Cavill Superman. Event January 7th. Twitter, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, is there a place that's happening? Bobby?
Well, Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, is
January 7th, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard.
No, I get it, but I mean, like,
It's just-
is there like a no, very funny. Okay, I kind of walked into that one.
But also, the horse,
But no,
the
I'm just
unicorn.
wondering though. I'm just wondering if there is a like a certain, a certain handle,
Is there a certain account that's running the
a
show?
certain account,
Okay.
that's running this, this thing.
I think
it's
it's
for a Henry Cavill Superman event.
I really think in regards to this, it's with these guys, it feels like it's all decentralized, It's all very decentralized, and it's kind of like, let's just do it on this day and then get everyone involved. And I mean, eventually, they're not going to be able to ignore it forever.
Yeah. Now, what do you think, Matt? We were talking about earlier. Sorry, I'm trying to do many things at one time.
I'm just looking at the unicorn.
I know.
on
I
the
don't know.
screen.
I'm not quite sure what's going on here.
We love Poindexter Lounge. Oh, we love Poindexter Lounge. Yellow Lounge. Lounge.
Well, all right then. That's it's a unicorn.
I had no fucking idea what to do with that.
That's a thing. That's got to be the intro, right? Like from now on, like that. When you come to the Poindexter Lounge, you're just going to see a unicorn go across. And say,
Jarbo's tapped out.
Jarbo's like,
can't
I don't know what to
do
do with
this
that.
anymore.
I don't know what to do with that. Going back to Tom Hanks' ball sack, though, which is always a funny thing to say. Oh, look at this! Look at this!
Oh my
Look
God!
at that!
Yes.
Oh my God, Jarbo!
That's fantastic. Like, where do you find that?
Amazon. I got this on Amazon.
That's
Like,
somebody
wow.
somebody tweeted about this, and I just saw it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna buy it. Like,
Oh wow!
Oh my
wow!
gosh.
Wow!
it was like
That is-
$17. It was $17. It was super cheap.
Okay, we got an answer. Bobby Wood Hogan says on Twitter, we are aiming to get the hashtag trending from that time. There's
Okay.
going to be a Man of Steel watch party. My account is so. There you go, guys. Would that be Sweet Bob?
STE Bob 1984.
1984. But yeah, like Matt, we were talking about earlier, and then I want to get back to Tom Hanks' question here, since he is our newest member, and just say, like what do you think about this? It was the question was posed about Henry Cavill. We've waited all this time for a Man of Steel 2. For a sequel. There's like all this possibility surrounding him that, like J.J. Abrams could come in and could either use him to make a sequel or come in and just totally do his own thing. And then this other question that's been posed on top of that is, he's 38 years old now. By the time you get into like doing movies, if you're doing consecutive movies going forward, you want him around for what? Probably another 10 years, We were talking about The Rock and how he looks and how like he's 48 and he looks great. Do you think that Henry Cavill is going to be the man going forward? Do you think that J.J. Abrams is going to do that? He's going to do his own thing? And then like, what do you think of the age thing? Do you think that's a legitimate?
Well, I mean, he's 38, right?
Yeah, he's 38. Yeah.
I'm 38. God damn it. He looks
Right,
good.
what did we do wrong?
Like I saw your thumbnail earlier. I was on my phone. I'm like, I'm looking at it on Twitter DM. I'm like, he's 38?
Yeah, man.
I am clearly in the wrong business. The thing is, man, its age is a number at this point. It's like, so, I mean, he was 31 when the first one came out and everything else. And I think that they're wasting time by not casting him. But no, after watching The Witcher and seeing him, like seeing his the video where he built his PC, and like he's just got the tank top on. He's like, I'm just, you're just like every guy I know is like, I would. Well, I mean, I'm not, but
Like,
I'm just
like Matt.
Yeah,
I'm here in the bath waiting for you.
I'm just saying. Like
it looks like he's looking down at you too, kind of.
A little bit. I mean, I'd swoon. I'm straight, but man,
I know, man.
That dude's an attractive guy.
He's an attractive guy. Now,
he's the kind of guy you would just like if he was gay, it'd be like the coolest relationship because like he'd be. I'm just saying, like he's very attractive. He's super wealthy. He's super humble. He likes gaming, and like you're just like, yeah, man. Like you just want to go get a beer.
Yeah.
Like screw it. Like, like I'm just saying, like Henry Cavill, he seems like a genuine person. Is the whole point, and I want to see him get a shot.
Exactly the word you're going for, but
yeah, I'm just saying I want to see him get a shot. I think he's been screwed over. Let him have 15 more years in the role. Screw it.
Yeah, that's true. He has been screwed over.
How old is Amy Adams? Like she's in her 40s.
Yeah,
yeah.
She's 40. She's 46, right?
Yep.
And you wouldn't think it by looking at her.
No, she looks awesome.
No.
So it's like, yeah, just let her come, give us a full proper sequel. Like the Superman and Lois show on CW looks terrible.
Oh my God, that trailer was horrendous.
The trailer was horrendous. I like the concept because I liked what they did right before they did Rebirth in the comics, and then right afterwards where they introduced that Superman back into it with his son Jonathan, and stuff. And like right before that, they did a little series called Lois and Clark, and or Clark and Lois or something like that. And it was them because they were remnants of back in the day. Their world had not come to an end during Final Crisis is what had happened. So the Superman that died and all that stuff that I grew up with was still in existence with Lois. And now they had a son, Jonathan, and they were kind of living on the outskirts. They were living on a farm somewhere while the New 52 Superman was doing his thing, whatever. And they had come to that world and they were just kind of like laying low. Well, when the Superman from that world died, the original Superman came and kind of took his place in the New 52, time zone. And then they did this thing Rebirth where they kind of revamped some of the characters and kind of took things in a different direction. But one of the things that I really liked was them telling that story with Lois and Clark and their son, Jonathan. The thing that I didn't like was the one thing that I don't kind of like about this one is that they've got two kids now, like out of nowhere. And that doesn't make a lot of sense. They got Jonathan, which is part of the comics continuity, but then now they got this Jordan kid that like nobody knows anything of. I mean, that's not a character, so we don't know what that. I like the idea of Clark and Lois kind of getting in a post-Superman story kind of thing where they're taking care of their kids, they're raising kids and stuff like that. I just don't know if these are the people, the actors, and the situation with which to tell that story.
And I haven't watched the show. Like, I haven't watched the trailer yet. Like, do they both have powers?
We don't know if any of them does.
Well, because I always had an idea for, like, if I was ever going to pitch, like, a story like that is to have, if they had more than one kid, have one of them be adopted to kind of have Clark go to Lois and say, I want to give a kid an opportunity that Ma and Pa Kent gave me.
I would love that.
And kind of have like that kind of even the conflict between the siblings of, the one kid wants the superpowers, wants to be a superhero, and the kid who has the powers doesn't want to be, or something like that. It
sounds like Jonathan, from what I remember of the pitch, it sounds like Jonathan is kind of like the
John himself, like John in the comics.
Yeah, is like the sports kid. He's he's the cool kid at school and all that stuff. And fits in just fine, where Jordan is kind of the emo kid where, he's got like all these challenges and stuff like that. So, and Jonathan kind of has a natural ability for things, but Jordan is like, doesn't. And so, and they left it kind of vague. I don't think that they actually know that their dad is Superman.
That's good. I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Well, I liked Super Sons, so I still think that's one of my favorite comic runs of.
Well, let's take it to Super Sons after like the third season. Let's let them grow up normally and be inspired by some noble things that they see their parents, their father and their parents do, and then take it from there. I like that idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just not going to watch it.
Starting off as super kid.
You're just not going to watch it at all. You're not going to even like.
I haven't, dude. I haven't watched. I watched the pilot of Batwoman. That was it. I just like I haven't been able to get into TV shows. Like, just I haven't. You know, these network television shows are just not doing it for me. Nothing has got my interest. Nothing keeps me going. I'm like, all right, give me streaming, because at least then it feels like it's more aimed at my demographic, right?
The only shows I've watched in the last little while are literally The Mandalorian, and then my dad and I are now working our way through the 2004 Battlestar Galactica remake.
Which I hear I never saw that either, so I hear that's pretty good.
That's called it is good. It is good. I didn't get through it, but it's very, very, very well done. 2004 was exceptional.
I just finished the first season. I'm about 3-4 episodes into season 2. I'm liking it so far. I just need to see where it goes before I can give like a sort of full opinion on the show.
At the end of the first season, you saw that situation where a non-human had to deal with a human infant, and that's pretty much what sets you up for the rest of the show.
Like the moment right at the end.
Yeah, that's what blows everybody's mind, and
I was one of them. My brain exploded. I'm like, I need to somehow. It took me 3 days to kind of like, to finally be able to not just have it dominate my brain.
Yeah, you got to get over it. It takes a moment to accept that reality. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like the fact Bobby Wood Hogan says in here, and I want to bring this up, but then I got to go back and find this other thing because I want to answer this question too. But said, the age thing was something that I saw off of Campia, and to Campia's defense, and good for Campia, he stood up for Henry, and he said, "Yeah, absolutely, man. Like leave him in there, man. Let him do his thing. Like, look at the Rock. The Rock is 48 now, and I don't see that Henry's just going to like start eating Cheetos and ice cream, and like just let himself go if he's actively playing Superman.
Never mind. Like
we've had
The Witcher playing Geralt of Rivia. Right. He's going to be more.
He's already going strong.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, I think he's like, look, I'd be happy just playing Geralt of Rivia. Because he loves the character so much. And man. I think if he gets, I don't know, Warner's needs to get their head out of their butt.
They do.
I have to get going. It's 1 a.m. here. I got to get to bed.
I was going to ask you, what do you think of this question right here?
Wait, who's got to go?
I do. What's a better fat guy movie? Cool Runnings or better? Well, I mean, John Candy wasn't even the main character of Cool Runnings, but that is a classic. So
I've never seen it.
You're missing out, man. It's on Disney+.
I do love Beverly Hills Ninja though. It's one of my sort of guilty pleasure classics. I love it. I love Farley. So
yeah. No, Farley is like, look, there's Beverly Hills Ninja is clearly no Tommy Boy.
No.
No. Out of all the Farley movies, Beverly Hills Ninja is funny, but it's not classic.
I mean, even Black Sheep was funnier, I think. Like, I don't know. I've always watched.
I
like Black Sheep because I thought it was like a little bit darker than Tommy Boy.
Yes.
I mean, I still, man, just imagine what we could have gotten with Chris Farley had he not passed.
Shrek.
God bless Chris Farley and R.I.P. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Have you guys ever seen the coroner's photo of him?
No.
From when they found him?
No. Sad. No, and I don't want to know about it.
Yeah. It's not graphic or anything like that, but it shows you like he was alone when he died because he was with I think an escort, and he OD'd and he collapsed and he was clutching his rosary beads, and she just left him there and didn't call it in. And so I think that's like an act of evilness in my mind. But
yeah,
I feel bad about some of the others that we have heard about, and I don't want to get into it.
Let me bring that room down. Let's talk about Robin Williams.
Yeah,
I don't like that. Okay, I don't like that.
No, I'm kidding. I got to go to bed though. But
all right, man.
All right,
Tom Hanks just wants you to know, when it comes to Henry Cavill, there, man. Shoot your shot.
Oh, shoot my shot. Yeah, I'd shoot my shot. That's for certain.
Matt Jarbo, I'm so happy
to make a map of Hawaii on his back.
On screen. I'm so happy to meet you on screen, Matt.
Yeah, you too, dude. You too. Thank you very much. I was just waiting to see if Enosh got that joke.
I got the joke. Shoot your shot. Everybody shoots their shot. It's funny.
No. Oh, you missed the second part of that.
Oh, I didn't hear the second part.
I said I'd make a map of Hawaii on his back.
Oh. Oh.
Which is funny because the Richard is from Hawaii. So
yeah,
there we go, man.
That's why I thought he made the joke.
I can help you with that.
No, that's actually an old J Mar
can
joke.
help you with that.
It wouldn't be like like an anatomically correct map. It would be more of a spray. But look, we don't need to go into those particular types of details at the moment in time. Yeah,
All right. Sunday's tomorrow, guys. Don't worry.
It's like, I'll be at church in a few hours. I can just pray it all away then.
Oh,
He's like, I pray for Matt all the time.
I do pray.
As we should.
I love you, man.
No, I know. I appreciate that. Thank you. No, I just like the joke. But seriously, I have a huge forehead. Look at this. It's amazing. All right.
It's amazing.
It's just like, it's so big.
Actually, you look really good, Matt. You look
really good,
yeah,
man.
I have beauty. Like, this camera has like apparently a beauty feature that's like turned on, so it smooths out the skin.
Oh.
And I just but I'll see people, they'll go like, man, like, yeah, you look like really good. I'm like, yeah. I'm just not gonna turn it off, you know.
All
because
right, well, whatever.
no, there's other ones where like I have this other camera that like has a like, maximum beauty feature on it, and it just makes me look like a whore. You know, and it's not like a bad, but it's a bad kind.
I don't know if this is the right time for this comment to be put up, but
I have a private premium
it's been in there
Snapchat.
for a minute. It's been in there for a minute, but you know, I just brought it up now because it seemed appropriate. Or inappropriate. I don't know.
It's all inappropriate. It's the middle of the night. Of course, it's inappropriate.
Yeah.
Nothing good ever happens after 2 a.m.
I'm about to have breakfast, so.
Yeah, that's very true. Nothing. I'm trying to alter my diet now so I can I gained weight during COVID. So my girlfriend and I are like, all right, let's cut out all this other junk, and I'm like, this is gonna suck. But I'm gonna work at it. So all right, I'm gonna go drink some water, go to bed. But all right, everyone.
All right, man.
Give Enosh all your money.
Aloha, Jarbo.
How do you think he pays for all that stuff? Look at all that stuff. I mean, I would argue that at this point, he's probably whoring it out on the side.
But I don't know how he has money. He's buying subscribers one at a time. Like I don't understand that.
I don't know. You know, he's just he went to the Jody's Corner School of YouTube.
Somebody said I'm the ultimate wingman.
No. Don't even.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you know better than that.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
No, it's just like
I think Richard is.
Yeah, Richard is the ultimate wingman. That's right. He shows up.
Apparently, I am. I can get you guys more toys or something. I don't know.
I just want Mandalorian Funko Pops. At this point, that's kind of where I'm at. Like,
and physical release for.
Trust me, if that came out, that wouldn't be the only physical release. You know what I'm saying?
As soon as I said it, I'm like, I knew he's gonna do something with it.
You're never gonna get me to make that joke. I have the mentality of a 12-year-old. So it's pretty terrible stuff. My girlfriend hates it. She hates it so much. She'll make a comment, and then I'll just be like,
"Fear will eat you alive. Don't be afraid."
Well.
All right, guys. Well,
I love Matt enough that I put him into my programmable glasses here, so he'll always have a place here. In my
there we go. That's how I survive the lounge.
Oh goodness!
All right, gentlemen, get some sleep.
Have you here, sir.
Yeah, get some sleep. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year, brother.
Glad you guys are all safe. I'll see you guys later.
Love you. See
oh
you
boy, that's funny. Well, guys, this has been a fun stream. I always have a great time with you. I always love when I start off one place in a stream and then we end up like other places and we talk about other things and have great conversations. I do want to say a shout out to everybody who was here tonight. There's so many people I can't remember everybody who was in here tonight, but shout out to the new people who were here. I knew I was gonna do that. I can't remember the gentleman's name who was in here.
TD Shifts?
Yeah, TD Shifts. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I was having a brain fart there. Thank you so much. Thanks so much to TD Shifts for this being his first time. And then, of course, no stranger to the channel, but his first time here on air with us, The Richard. Thank you so much, The Richard, for being here tonight. The Richard, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you?
Aloha, everyone. This is The Richard. You can find me on my personal stuff. You can look up my name, Richard L. Wilson, on YouTube or on Facebook and on YouTube. And also, you can catch me on the Post Geek Singularity on Robservations and everything that we do in that regard. So thank you all very much. We love you and very happy that our families are joined together. So this is
speaking of which, man, it's been we had Robert on once. And we definitely got to get him back on again because I always loved talking to Robert. And I what I love about Robert is Robert has such respect from the fandom across across days. Like I don't always, I have to always like kind of look at when Robert will be on somebody else's stream or something like that. Maybe somebody that I don't enjoy or I think is like whatever. And then I think, well, you know what? But that's awesome because Robert has this way of kind of like being that every guy kind of guy, he's got all these different networks and people just love him no matter if it's somebody on, one camp or another camp or whatever. Robert Meyer Burnett, man, he's just got that credibility. And so we'll definitely have to get him back in here and talk to him again, hopefully soon here in this new year for sure. Well, D. Richard, it is so good to have you here. T.W. McKay, it is always good having you here, man. You're always
good to be here.
I appreciate you. Thanks to Matt Jarbo, who was just in here. Of course, Anthony from ACS Universe, who was here earlier. I know I'm going to start naming people and start forgetting. Also, a shout out again to Andrew. Who was in here earlier, Andrew Casali. Sorry, man, that you got dropped. He actually messaged me. He's like, "Why did you bump me?" I said, "I didn't, bro. I'm sorry, man. He was freezing up and then he was gone, and I had a feeling like that was going to happen." But hey, shout out to him. Shout out to everybody who was in here tonight. Andre, Nicotina. Yeah, go guys, go support these guys.
Yes,
go support these guys.
They're great. They are great creators, and I've been unfortunate, like just for whatever reason a lot of the R&B stuff has slipped by me, but now that I've gotten the great opportunity to talk to the Richard and I know that Robert Meyer Burnett's a great guy, I'm more than happy to go and sit down and check out the content, and because it's just I don't know why it slipped me by, but I know that's definitely an error that I'm willing and ready to correct.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Let's see. Rob's the Yoda of YouTube. That's awesome. Yes, get Rob on here again. He says he's so great and wise. I do love Rob. I don't understand this comment at all. So you guys want to hijack or hijack the DCEU LOL, and you're using Ray Fisher as a sacrifice to do that.
Not sure what that is.
What that means.
Let's hope you're being positive.
Yeah, I hope you're not being negative. I don't know what that means. If that's to us, I know with the things that I love about the DCEU, I wouldn't look at it as hijacking the DCEU. I think it would be keeping the DCEU the way that it was intended to begin with, before it was hijacked and Zack Snyder was replaced with the complete jerk face who rewrote 88 pages of the script and forced people to do things, behind the scenes that they weren't comfortable with and treated people in, very negative ways and everything, so much to the point that Ray Fisher wanted and felt that it was important for him to come forward and actually make those things known, even at the expense of, even if it meant that he doesn't work again, even though he's getting work again. So I don't know. I hope that that's a positive thing. I don't really understand that comment, but
thanks for the super chat anyway, or whatever it was.
It was just a comment. I just brought up. I didn't see a super chat anyways out of that. But he did post it twice. Shout out to Mike Zero. Sure, why not? I think he means UTW.
Yo, I know he does.
But if Mike Zero's ever watching, we would love to have you on sometime, man.
We would love to have a conversation.
Unless that is UTW, then we would love for that reveal to come.
That would be. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes I kind of wish it was me, if only for the paycheck. But
there you go.
No.
There you go. Thomas Bartholdi says I'm gonna have to come hang out on a stream.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You're always welcome, dude.
I see Thomas's chat all the time.
Thomas is a friend of mine. We've never actually met, though we talk about game design on a daily basis. And I'm actually working on a side project for tabletop games, and he's one of the individuals who's helping me create that. And I'll tell you all about that too, Enosh, as we get a little bit further into the new year.
Okay. Awesome. Big shout out to Condor Man. And now we know we can find it on all major streaming services. So there you go. Right. You got to rent it for $3.99, but you know what?
That's right.
I'm sure there's some places you might be able to find it. I don't know.
I mean, you can find it. Yeah.
And then Bobby Wood Hogan says, with the multiverse, and this is the point, right, guys? With the multiverse, we can have it all now. So people who don't like the Snyderverse can watch the other stuff. We don't just have to have one option, and that's what's great about DC.
Yes.
Amen, brother. I like that. I love that comment, and that's what we're going to go out with today. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to always treat everyone with respect, and don't let anybody tell you that your fandom doesn't matter or that the things that you enjoy don't matter. And always remember to always treat people with respect when they tell you what they like or don't like. Have conversations. Like I said, this week alone, I've had like 3 people come into comments on, and I've had people tell me like, "Why do you answer comments? You should just leave them alone when they come in." Like that. Look, I don't get into fights with people. I try to find out why they feel the way that they feel, and if what I find out is a lot of people sometimes get a little offended by something. They come in a little hot on a specific topic, and they don't really even mean to sound that hot on it. They're not, I'm guilty of that myself. I've been guilty of that myself sometimes. Like I'll feel something and I feel like I need to defend my point of view on something. So I'll come in and I'll say something and I don't really mean it the way that it sounded. But I realized later that I kind of sounded like a jerk. Like, look, just this week, I apologized to my good friend Zeverfet for being on a stream with Mad Max last week, that we were talking about the whole quantum leap thing, for example, right? That I said, I felt that Steve Trevor in Wonder Woman 84 was more of that the guy, he had replaced the guy, that the guy's appearance was more like a hologram or an avatar, not that guy. So when Diana, has relations with him, that it's just an avatar, that it's not that. Everybody didn't agree with that, but I kind of came into that conversation on Max's stream, and they were already teasing me a little bit about different things, but I had literally just gotten off of something where like these people were attacking me for it, and acting too serious about it. And so I came in and, Ryan made a joke that I kind of, I still stand by the fact that I didn't like his take on it, but I didn't handle that right. And I kind of came in a little hot. And I recognized that, later. And that's why I apologized to him. And I actually did a public apology. And I say it still to this, to here. If you guys saw that stream and you didn't see my tweet, I apologized to Ryan because I came in a little too hot. And what I find is I talk to these people and we end up having conversations. And I think that that's what we should be doing in all fandoms going forward, ladies and gentlemen, is having conversations, appreciating each other for who we are, and realizing that, we all have likes, we all have dislikes, but at the end of the day, we're all a bunch of nerds, and that's how it should be. And so, guys, as long as you treat people with respect and, voice your opinion, have your opinion loud and strong, but always treat people with respect. And if you do that, you'll always have a place here in the Poindexter Lounge. Until next time, stay nerdy. Bye-bye.